All right. Should we all mute?
I have you guys muted. Okay.
Let us begin.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this fantastic new place that we are now opening, the reception table. My name is Sylvester Rose, and I will be your DM, and I'll be your DM in a suit. Now, I want to introduce you to my players that I am so excited to have today. First off, Mr. Justin, known as Astrid in our campaign.
Hello, everyone. I am Justin, also known as Astrid Soulflare for the majority of this campaign. It's good to meet you all, and I hope we all have fun.
Absolutely, and Kalikath. That would be Cameron.
Hello, my name is Cameron. It's good to meet you all. I also go by Kalikath in the campaign, and I hope you'll have a wonderful time tonight.
Right. Domino, known as Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'll be playing Domino Laverna.
Mr. Onyx, also known as James Vaughn.
Hey everybody, my name's James Vaughn. I will be playing a polite wizard named Onyx, and I'm looking forward to it.
And lastly, but not leastly, Zatira, also known as Grayson.
Greetings, one and all. I will be playing Zatira for this live stream. Woohoo!
Absolutely. So,
Marvelous.
the way we'll be doing this normally is we're going to be having announcements in the beginning, and we'll have a moment to say hello and welcome back. And but today is our first day, so we don't have many announcements to be giving you. This campaign and this show is hopefully going to be running once every other week. So we will not see you next Saturday, but the Saturday after. And we'll be very happy to see you then. This campaign has been running. We've ran a few prequels, and we've spent a long time getting ready for this show. So I hope you guys enjoy. And without further ado, we are going to get into it. Today, we're not going to have any particular visual aids, but in the future, we will have maps, visual aids, and characters, and it will be a blast. So I hope you guys all enjoy. And and as long as we're all ready, we're going to get to it. All right.
Yeah.
So, picking up where we left off. That would be... Excuse me. That's going to be Mr. Domino and Onyx. You guys had recently embarked away from Galahad towards the great city of Crossroads. On that trek, you're hoping to further your research onto the potion trade and figure out if anything scandalous may be going about. So, we're gonna open up in the afternoon. It's about to be nighttime, and you guys have trekked for some ways. You guys are currently just traveling over the ironclad bridge and making your way into the Crossroads Market District, right as dusk hits the city. There's a golden glow as you kind of see everything, and some of the shadows kind of cast on other buildings, but at the tops of it, they glow in this beautiful orange sunset color. This place has a stark contrast to where you come from, Galahad. To your left, you can see a most inviting tavern known as the Ironclad Tavern, the Iron Tankard Tavern, which Onyx you've never been to, but Domino you may have gambled once or twice there and had a bit. And you can see that there's a bit of activity tonight. It seems to be a Friday afternoon, and you guys are just making it to town, and there's exhaustion between it. It's been a 7-day trek, through the woods on wagon, and off stepping from the wagon with you is your sister, Onyx, as you guys step out into the world of Crossroads. And I'll let you guys take it from there.
Oh boy. Hey, hey Domino. This place is so strange, so different. It looks beautiful.
Senor Onyx, you've never seen Crossroads before?
No, I've been to Low, and I've been to places between Low and Galahad, but I've never made it to the crossroads of this beautiful place.
You see the tavern nearby?
Yeah, I do.
As you guys are seeing Crossroads for the first time, you guys may know this place as the center of trade for the world of Azabov. Crossroads is a bustling city between where almost all capitals meet and cross through, as its name, Crossroads, came to be. Currently around you is the marketplace district, and there's tons of people traveling left and right, carrying all kinds of different banners and streamers over them as they cover their face slightly. Like some people have covers over their face, and there's a bunch of beautiful banners and streamers about. Colors are vibrant all around, and overall, it's a place of exotic excitement with different spices and foods wafting through the air. You can smell all kinds of different types of meats and veggies cooking. It's certainly just a lot of hustle and bustle, and it's not quite nighttime yet, it's just the afternoon.
And DM, would I know where my brother lives?
Yes, you would know where your brother lives. He lives on the other side of Crossroads, up in the Capital District. And while you may know where he's supposed to be living in the area, you may not know his exact home. It has been a long time since you've seen your brother, and you're not too sure what he's been doing for himself, but you do know the last you left him, he was a politician and an aristocrat. So he would most certainly still be in there unless something's gone horribly awry. You haven't had any mail, though, so your best bet is that he's still there.
Gotcha. Well, Domino, I do have some business in the city. If you'd like to come with me, I just need to meet up with my brother and drop off my sister, Marble, with him.
What, senor? You know the way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the other side of town. And, maybe we'll get a better view of the town from here, during our little walk.
Bravo, let's go.
All right, let's go.
All right. Marble kind of steps off of the wagon along behind you guys, and you guys are planning on going across the city towards your brother's home. Is that correct?
Yes, Pearl.
Pearl. All right. She kind of steps off and she's like, do you think maybe I could find a place to sit, somewhere to rest while you guys are finding that?
Oh, sure.
The wagon ride was a lot, and I don't want to go through a whole city.
Absolutely. Let's look for you a place. Is that something I need to investigate or percept?
Sure. You could roll a perception check. What are you exactly looking for, as in her place?
A
place for her to rest.
A place for her to sit down. Or maybe a place to sleep before we, because she's very sick. Maybe a tavern that isn't so rowdy,
Okay. We'll go ahead and give me, as you look around, you can give me a perception check to find something in particular. But as the immediate vicinity goes around you, you don't see a ton of locations for resting per se. There is the main Ironclad Tavern, which is the largest tavern. But in terms of anywhere with more rest, you can assume that there's places in the Ironclad, maybe upstairs, and that are actually meant for resting. But overall, this particular district doesn't have anywhere that you can immediately see. But you can roll perception to try and get some more information there.
Sure. First roll of the campaign is a 13.
Oh, that's not too bad. As far as this location, you could be pretty certain that unless you are living in someone's homes, which there are very few in this district, but there are a few homes kind of up high on these balcony areas. You can see some people drinking wines and stepping out, looking at the day. There's music playing throughout the air and that kind of deal. There's not many places that you would imagine you could find just a simple, easy, straightforward resting place, and except for someone's home per se. But you can assume with at least the 13 perception check that there is probably more inns later on in the city in other districts. This seems to be just the main entrance place for the market district and overall kind of the welcoming to the city location. So it kind of has a strong control over any other would-be taverns. Primarily, there's not a lot of in-shop places, a lot of tents and a lot of individual shops. And so with that case, you can take it that maybe owning a place here is not most cheapest, and so once there's one tavern established, it was harder for other taverns to find their place.
Right. Marble, it doesn't look like there's many bed-like places to go, but that tavern over there might be a good place to sit. I'll walk you down there and find you a place to sit, and then we can make arrangements for you to meet up with our brother.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get you over there.
All right. Domino, are you following along?
Yes,
As you guys are passing along, you can see a lot more variety in the people around. The entrances had a lot of merchants and stuff, but the tavern itself is this large, multi-thatched roof, almost like coming to a not truly pyramid, but multi-layered building. And around it is it goes, right now you're passing through tents and stuff, and you're going in through the main two large gates that is like over the Ironclad Bridge into the market district. And you can see around it that the tents begin to trail off, and it becomes more homes and more houses, kind of like structured buildings. And the excitement that's going around, it is a little calmer than the entrances area where there's a bunch of people yelling, and as you're passing, there's people like, "Bah, you want chicken? You want egg? I trade." And you're trying to, and where the Marble finds a little bit of it funny, as they're just so desperate to get stuff sold, but they're not doing it in any efficient way. And you guys travel your way over, and you make your way to the Ironclad, the Iron Tankard Tavern. Yes. All right. As far as the Iron Tankard Tavern, yeah. So you guys make it to the beginning. It's a multi-story building with a large open entrance, and there's a warm glow of lanterns and candles that have already been lit even before the afternoon to come in. And there's a large welcoming sign on the side of the wall. Essentially says, "All is welcome as long as you don't cause a ruckus." And there's a small notice like, "Leave your weapons at the door."
Well, Domino, do you have any weapons?
Si, senor, I do.
All right, I might have to leave you at the door then. This will be pretty short.
Okay.
All right. You begin to travel on in, and Marble is kind of holding your right arm, like kind of with you, and she's leaning on you. You can sense, like, even though the walk was very short, getting off the wagon and heading on the way, she's already labored breathing, and you can hear a little bit of wheeze underneath her breath. But you can't hear it too well for too long as you kind of come through the entrance of this tavern, which are these large open, like left wide open wooden doors that you're not even sure if they've ever been closed in years, because you can see that they're like rusted open essentially. But overall, when your vision kind of like adjusts to the lighting, there's so much noise that you're not really able to pay much attention to her. As what's before you is, first of all, you see to your left, there's a desk that says "Leave weapons here," and it's completely empty. And then before you, further than that, is a cacophony of tables and noise, people playing cards, music going around. There seems to be a number of people running around. There's even some children, some people cooking out meat and passing it out. And overall, there's this happy happy-go-lucky, lively vibe that's happening in the tavern. And off to the center, you can see an obvious desk location where there's a much larger, stout individual who currently is kind of got like a large beard that kind of runs down to at least like his collarbone level. It's very, very well grown. He's an older gentleman, and he's kind of just sitting back, leaning on the wall, and behind him is just numbers of liquor. But you could assume he might have some indication as to where to go. And off behind him, there's a stairwell that leads upwards. So you might be able to put two and two together that maybe this could at least guide you to the right place to go to get a room.
Oh, for sure. I'd like to talk to this gentleman.
Take a few steps up, and you head up to... Excuse me. There we are. Head up to Mr. Grom. And he looks like he's a large human individual. And as I said, he's kind of like what he's wearing. He's got torn up like shirt and whatnot, but it's like this. It used to be white, but now it's come this brown stained color. And you can smell this like aura of ale that comes off of him. He's not exactly drunk or anything, but he certainly looks like he's just kind of overall slumped backwards, just kind of like vibing. There's a haze in his eyes.
Gotcha. I'll just, go up to the desk, wave at him, and be like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Onyx. I was wondering if there were any rooms available, or if you know of a place that has rooms."
Yeah, we got rooms. Hold on, just let me see here. And he pulls out from underneath the desk a large book, kind of slaps it down. There's a little bit of like a poof to it. It's got like maybe like years worth of records and whatnot. He kind of flips. He knows which page to go to. And it's just one page as it kind of slaps onto the desk. And there, he kind of runs his hand down. And he goes, "Yep, got 7 rooms for you, 1 suite. What would you have?"
Oh, just a normal room, I think.
All right. Is that for 2 beds? Is that right?
Yeah, 2 beds. 2 beds will be fine.
He kind of he starts writing. All right. What's the name then?
My name is Onyx Everhall.
Begins writing that down. Onyx with an I.
Onyx with an O, Onyx.
Kind of follows along. There's a bit of like a messy writing to him for sure. And as he writes down your name, you notice that the name begins to glow a like yellow color before it like kind of shines for a second, then fades into a nice dull black. And her name?
Oh, her name is Marble. Could you also Everhall? Could you tell me what that was? Was that some sort of an enchantment?
Yeah, it's an incantation. Most of us have it. Business owners. Crossroads distributes them. To make sure we don't service anyone we shouldn't.
Oh, really? That's really fascinating. I've never thought of that. Well, I guess.
Yeah, the Red gave this out a few years ago. Might be 10 years now. But the Red supplied them. Very handy, but only works for anything they have.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's probably connected to some sort of nexus of names. That's really cool.
His eyebrows raise, and when you say nexus of names, and his nose kind of like gets a little confused. He goes, "Yeah, a nexus."
Oh yeah, sorry. We'll just take the rooms.
All right.
How much?
You pay at the end. Depends on how long you stay. But we're going 2 gold a night right now.
Oh yeah, yes, that's perfectly fine.
We got a deal going on with all the events. We have the carnival going through, so we lowered prices for it.
Oh well, perfect timing then, am I right?
Yeah. And with that, he writes down the name, Marble as well. It too glows this nice yellow color and then fades down into a dull black. And then he drops some keys onto the desk with this as he drops it. Anything else for you?
No, well, Marble, are you hungry by any chance? I could get food sent up to your room. Probably.
You look over to Marble, who's not really paying much attention or mind as she's watching these performers currently, like as they're playing with like flutes and lutes, and they're running around, and she's overall kind of has this little bit of a spark of life in her in general as she sees it happening before her, and overall she didn't quite hear you because the music's just so loud, and there's this moment of like joy that you haven't seen in her in a while as she's been bedridden, and this whole trip itself has been seemingly almost healthy for her as much as it was you guys were leaving. You guys weren't sure if it was a good idea to be traveling considering her sickness, but you couldn't leave her there. Overall, weirdly, you see this level of life to her that you hadn't seen before. And she, what? Yeah, what's the matter?
Oh, I was just saying, if you were hungry right now.
Yeah, I could take some food, yeah. What is there? And she talks over to Grom, and Grom responds, we got mead, running with a lamb special, runs you about 3 silver. Unless you need, we also got some mead, you're looking for that. Plenty of options there. And then lastly, we got some bread, bread and lager, the combo deal, 4 silver pieces.
Okay, yeah, Marble, do you have any preference?
The stew sounds fine, yeah.
Yeah, stew. I think I'll have the stew too.
With that, that's a 6 silver pieces, excuse me, as he kind of like raises his large hand out, and you can see his hands like kind of larger than the average person, and his whole features, while he is a person, there's something not exactly human or elf about him, but it's hard to pin down as you've not actually interacted with this race that much before, if at all.
Okay, yeah. I'll give him the 6 silver pieces.
There's some gentle clinking as he kind of grabs it, and he goes, most people aren't so agreeable. You guys are to the point. I appreciate that. And then he's like, you take a seat. We'll get food out to you within 10 minutes.
Okay, sure. Sure, that sounds good.
You go ahead, take a seat. Or dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna, get Marble a seat, and then I'll go outside and talk to Domino for a second, tell him that it might be a little bit longer because we're ordering food, and if he'd like to join.
Okay. We're gonna pause there, and we're gonna move on over to Calicath. Calicath, I'd like you to roll a performance check.
Yes, sir. There it is. Got me an 8.
An 8? Oof.
An 8.
All right. So currently you're sitting down in a stool with your legs crossed, and you're just now finishing up your latest work, and before you there's a very eager, excited couple currently sitting next to each other, and they're like, well, is it done? Is it done yet? Please let him work. And before you is caricatures of those two peoples.
I look at my own art, I grimace for a moment, and I try to hide my face, but I look at them with what could be a smile. My bandaged exterior hides most of my expressions. And I say, well, I'm almost there. Just one more moment and I'll be done.
All right, do you want to roll another
Continue
performance check to try to fix it?
Yes, please.
And around you is a very lively tavern, as you're currently in the Iron Tankard, and you're currently working on getting some, making some money, as you normally do, drawing pictures and caricatures as you travel about.
I rolled an 18 for my performance check, hopefully to fix up some of those mistakes.
So previously, where their heads were a lot too large, like even though they were caricatures and their features were a little bit demented and they had like larger teeth than they should and kind of like buck teeth, you ended up trying to transform that, and what you did is you kind of like painted them into the wall, and now they look like they're graphs, so they're coming out of the wall like a horror movie. But it is your unique weird style that people come to see the Bandage Man in general. So it went from this like a bunch of people standing with these awful features to now horror show where they're coming out of the walls and they were stitched to it previously. And as you and overall you think it's a good bit better than it was.
A very pleasing smile. I think I'm ready to announce that it's done. I turn to the kind couple and I say, "Are you ready to see the results?"
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready.
And I whip around my stand to reveal my final product to them.
There's the immediate gasps from the woman, and then the man who's like sitting with her is like his eyes widen and like he gets kind of a grotesque look on his face, and he goes, "Oh, it's exactly what we paid for. Yes, I love it. I love it. How much is it?"
See, I like you an awful bit. How do you think about 15 silver pieces?
And like with that, he reaches into his pocket. There's like cha-ching, cha-ching, and he kind of like pulls them out hastily, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so excited to show this to people," and he kind of drops it before you.
Hey, it's my favorite thing to do around here. I just like to make folks happy. Money is what it's all about. It just helps me get along.
With that, you can add 15 silver as he as the trade is made, and they kind of like excitedly go, "Oh, we got one from the Bandage Man," and they kind of like come together. They head off and they actually go to sit down and get to buy some food as well. While they were waiting on the food, they were taking this opportunity to get a drawing from the Bandage Man, and they're sitting down to get their food now, and it's about to come out to them.
I roll one of the coins in my fingers and I look at it, and I just whisper to myself, "This is what I was here for. This is what I want."
Looking at the coin, you're rolling it through, and you can see that it's the silver coins, but the silver in this place is actually still painted this dull gold, because Crossroads is the city of gold, and this is Crossroad currency. And as you look at it, you can see that it has this particular crown emblem that it starts as a crown on the top, and then it becomes this constant squiggle around, and it turns into this crown that makes a full circle. And what it represents overall is like, this is the official gold of Crossroads, but Crossroads wouldn't be what it is if it weren't for the cycle of bringing things in and then bringing them out. Crossroads has a strong semblance of trade is what makes us, and they make their currency based off that as well.
Very cool. I want to look around and see what's going on just in my immediate area.
Roll perception.
Another 18.
Another 18. Overall, lots of stuff's going on. There's a couple muses that you, maybe not be the right word. There's a couple of bards that you actually know somewhat, just as acquaintances, currently playing a ditty and overall entertaining it. They're not getting any tips per se right now, as people are not drunk enough to. And then also they do get paid by the establishment. You can see that there is who you'd be familiar with. There is, excuse me. Names are the bane of my existence. There is Grom, who is the bartender, not the owner, but the bartender currently servicing a younger woman that's not looking like just 100%, and a individual currently with one arm with green cloak or green kind of vested body over himself. He's a larger individual, and he's currently like passing over some silver, looking like they're purchasing a room. And then besides that, you can see that there's a number of tables, some of the regulars that come in and out. There is no particularly new faces at the moment.
I look
It's a
at
standard night.
The larger man at the table with the missing arm catches my eye.
That itself would be the only newer character. Sorry?
Is there a seat at the bar next to him?
There would be next to the bar next to him. There is not, like, as you're starting to look into getting up to go do that, you can see that they grab their things and start heading to a table where there would be an empty seat once they make it there.
A shame. I would just like to talk to him. Oh well.
You can certainly follow him.
Can't fix. No, I'll take my place at the bar and order a nice meal.
All right. You walk up to the bar, and as you make it to the bar, they practically sit down at nearly the same time. They're about 2 tables away from you, and you take a seat at the bar. And there before you, Grom's kind of cleaning a glass, and he goes, "Oh, what's up, Cal?"
Good to see you again, Grom. You think you could fix me up something to eat while I'm here?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, just give me a second. And he kind of like calls back, and he just yells for the regular on Cal. And there's like a little bit of like a response to the kitchen. All right, and they kind of start whipping about. So, when you heading out of town again?
You know, I'm really not sure. I've been thinking about it lately, and as much as I like to travel, I think it'd be nice to settle down for a little bit. Not too long. I might just stay a little longer than I originally anticipated.
We get it. You don't have money to get out. And he kind of like laughs.
You didn't have to put it so bluntly, but yes, we'll take that as another reason.
Wow. Anything else I can do for you, Cal?
Could you throw in a drink with that meal? And give him a little wink.
I think I might. You paying for it today, or are you putting it on a tab?
How much for today?
Well, with food, I think it's gonna be a total of 5 silver. I'm also giving you a discount.
I appreciate it. Don't you worry about it. I'll pay on today.
All right. He kind of like puts out his hand as to take it.
I reach into my bag and pull out 5 silver pieces, and as I deposit them into my hand, each one rolls through my fingers, or between my knuckles as they fall into his hand.
You like waterfall it?
Yes.
I get you. As you waterfall it down, he just kind of looks at it unimpressed and looks back up at you, and he just kind of gives a weird grunt and just like a all right, and then he kind of then puts it in his pocket.
Oh, whatever, you old grump. I thought it was neat.
All right. Let's see.
Just wave
Sorry?
my hand and go back to minding my business while I wait for my food.
Moving on from that, Domino. Currently, you're chilling outside, and it's still it's taking a decent moment for you. Kind of imagine it take a while. It's taking an extra moment to for anything to happen, and as you're waiting, the door opens up, and there goes Onyx alone now.
Hey, Domino.
Ah, Senora Onyx. What is taking you so long?
Yes, well, I thought it would just be a room, but then I really thought about it. We could be kind of hungry after the trip, so I figured we would get some food. Do you want me to get you anything while we're in here? And do you want to sit with us as well?
So DM, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have criminal contacts here in Crossroads, I assume, because my background is criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if, while they're eating, if I can go and kind of like talk with these contacts.
You could try to make your way over to it. That's gonna be about a 45-minute walk to Distant Galahad, because this particular area is overall just I mean, there's maybe some crooked merchants, but I wouldn't say that you're. I mean, unless you have any reason to talk with a crooked merchant today. If you're just trying to look for work, what are you trying to find? Like just any
Just trying to figure out where the imports of the health potions we're looking for.
I see. So that's information that doesn't exactly go with any. I don't believe that would be a criminal-based thing. You might have some interactions with the Santiagos, which do a little bit more of land-based things. They do import things so you could talk with the Santiago, not them, but you could talk with some connections of the Santiagos. But as far as the imports, that's official Vashon business. Overall, that's Crossroads officials. Not really much. I mean, there are some smugglers, but the smugglers wouldn't be moving over the potion trade. That would be other things that you could inquire about.
All right, I guess I'll just see, Senor Onyx. What do they have today?
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure they had, we got soup, there was a lamb, ribs, something like that, and also bread.
I'll take a look myself.
Okay, sounds good.
And as you guys head on inside, the tavern is still just as busy as it was, but you head in, and then 2 other figures also head in, and it's getting to the later afternoon-ish, and things are getting a little bit more lively as the music kind of kicks up from what it was like this nice, chilled, like constant, to like, okay, we're getting something going, and there's some people starting to drink. It's starting to get to that, and the sunset's kind of gone down at this point, and we're in this dusk moment or dusk time of day. And I take it, are you going up to Grom, or do you already know the? Do you want to talk with Grom, or do you already know the options? And what would you like?
I'll just take this.
All right. So you head up. You pay 3 silver for some soup, and you take a seat down next to. I take it. You take a seat next down to Marble, or would you like to do something else?
No, I'll sit next to him.
All right. You head on over and you take a seat with Marble, and overall the tavern's kind of Marble kind of gives you a wave as you sit down. She kind of greets you. She's like, "Oh, hey Domino, how you doing?"
Very well. How are you feeling today?
Honestly, I'm feeling all right. Much better than I have in Galahad. I've been sick for months, and I haven't felt like this in, well, months.
Senorita, it's the air, the clean air of Crossroads.
You know, I would say that's silly, but I'm here, and I mean, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. This place is so different from Galahad. We're not stacked on top of each other, and there's no.
It seems kind of nice here, honestly.
Yeah.
No wonder brother lives here.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Maybe Pearl had the right idea. I don't know, but we'll be talking to him pretty soon. We can
Yeah.
get more information about the city.
Yeah.
I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. And as that happens, as you guys are talking, some meals get laid out before you, and not too long later, Calicath, you get your meal and drink as well, and you're currently at the bar. I'll leave the floor open for anybody who would like to make an action or do anything for the moment.
Oh, I'd like to take a look around one more time, if you don't mind.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception.
19.
All right. 19. Looks like some people, those 2 people who came in, they met up with another group of 2, and they started playing some darts over around, and they're kind of like challenging some random patrons, and they're kind of overall kind of getting engaged with some friendly competition and conversation. And there seems to be like overall like there's another figure comes in, and she's a very very tall lady. And she has some of her features kind of covered overall. You can't quite tell if it's a human, but considering the height, you're like, okay, that's probably elf, if not half elf. And she kind of takes a step over. She doesn't head to the bar. She just heads immediately left and takes a seat down next in front of the performers, which there are 3 of them. And overall, there's not much more to see until a little bit of time passes as you guys are all eating, and a much larger figure, a startlingly larger figure, so startlingly that even the music stops for a moment, takes a step, and Gert's walking in, and followed behind him are 2 other humans looking like kind of coming behind him, and he looks a little out of place, and you look at him and his skin is gray and almost blue in nature. And it's like a moment where everybody kind of stops and is like, what is that thing? Astrid, you walk into the Iron Tavern, or Iron Tankard.
So everyone's staring at me?
Everyone stops what they're doing. They've never seen a Goliath, or even they've only heard of Goliaths as a story, and they don't even know you. Some may not even recognize you are a Goliath, as they're kind of wondering if some strange monster has walked in.
I would like to tell everyone. I raise my hands. Hello, patrons of this establishment. I harbor no ill will. I'm simply here on a journey with my master and a guide. I would like to bow to them as we do in the monastery. I am Astrid. Continue on with your eatings and socialite conversations.
There's like the silence in the room. Well, actually, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Let's go. A dirty 1.
Oh,
Woo! Woo!
so things were gonna
Oh,
get
man.
back to like normal, and then like someone drops a glass and it shatters as they're staring at you. And one of your masters and teachers, Kenton Prin, takes a step around your right side and pats your back twice, and he goes, It's all right. He's with us. Just a Goliath. I'm sure you heard of him. I'm gonna roll a persuasion check.
Did I do something wrong, Master?
And as he says that, there's like a few people who kind of like, there's like a as like a couple guys stand up and they kind of get a little bit defensive as he rolls a 4. And a couple, like the patrons of the bar kind of all around, the energy is shifted into this like, this is weird. I'm not sure about this.
So can I intervene?
You can, yeah, you absolutely can.
Well, real quick, before he does that, how many people did you say just stood up?
For a group of 4 that were sitting at a table that were minding their own business, and one of them has much more animal features, as his hair's kind of overgrown on his like cheeks and stuff, and like you can see his eyebrows are very, very bushy, and his hands are very, very hairy. But he over his side, he actually has a club that's made like a metal club.
I think to myself, they said leave the weapons at the door.
I would
well.
I'm sorry. I would also like to stand and approach the large blue man.
I'll allow Domino to react, or I'll allow Astrid to act first, then Domino, then Calicat. So Astrid,
Yes.
what do you want to do?
Did you notice how they say leave the weapons at the door? You see how I have none? I crack my knuckles loud enough everyone hears each crack
Roll,
of my knuckles. I am the weapon.
roll an intimidation check, but I'm gonna say with disadvantage. They don't really. You're big. They also have knives, and they don't really know what a monk can do.
Wait, so you said intimidation?
Yes.
Disadvantage.
What? Everything is so much. Wait. There's a thing we can roll. Ignore that. That doesn't count, even though it was an 18. So there's a little tab we can do to make it intimidation, and it rolls twice. So I got
Ooh.
a 4.
Let's go.
As you
Worst
say that,
number.
you're like, you should have left the
Worst
weapons
number.
at the door. There's a bit of a low chuckle, and that the larger guy who had the mace kind of like, or not the mace, sorry, the baton kind of like pulls it. Oh, it's a mace. It pulls it to his side, kind of like his like right shoulder kind of leans back, and he goes,
Bless you.
I don't know what the fuck you are, but you ain't coming in here and telling me what to do.
Bastard.
That immediately, I'm gonna let Domino have an action, Calicath, and then we'll see what happens.
All right. So can I cast Charm Person on this guy?
On the guy standing up,
Yeah.
you could try to go. What's the save, or what do I have to, or what is the save? Is it Wisdom?
Yes, it is a wisdom
Yeah,
save.
it's Wisdom.
All right. He rolled a 15.
All right. Ooh, I'm not used to this. How do you check if he failed or not?
Check
You
your
gotta
DC.
your spell stage
Yeah.
DC.
Your spell DC.
Okay. Spell PC. Um.
If he is equal to or higher than it, he passes.
Mhm, It should say next to your spells.
You should. Sorry, give me a second. I'm bad with this.
Yeah,
I'm putting you on a clock.
It's near the top.
It's
near the top of it on the spells tab.
if you go to the spells tab, it's on the top right.
Okay. Top right.
Almost out of time.
Okay, it says 13, so yeah, I think he beats it.
13. Okay, he did pass that. All right, Calicath.
I want to walk up to the large blue man.
Okay. I'll say what was happening. As he was pulling his weapon, there's this Domino. Do you want to describe how you want to try to catch that? How do you want to describe how you wanted to cast that?
Yeah,
What how does your aesthetic of casting work like?
All right. So I reach into my pocket with a firm grip, and Domino walks behind this guy. And he's like, my friend. Of course he's joking, senor. Everyone here, we know how to have a good laugh, don't we? and I walk behind him, and I kind of like I bow my hat because I'm assuming everyone knows me, right?
Hold on. All right. So you go ahead and walk up, and you're saying, my friend," and that's when your spell. There's a green glow. Ooh, there's a green glow within your pocket, and as you're casting charm person, he very much sees the incantation as this green as he kind of like looks at you, and he kind of backs up, and he pulls out his weapon, and then the three partners next to him also pull out their various weapons. And Cameron, you wanted to walk up to, and then we're gonna pause that. Cameron, you were walking up to Astrid.
I was. I walk up to Astrid, as much of a smile as I can produce on my bandaged face, and out loud, just as a friendly banter, I walk up to him and I say, "Astrid, it's so good to see you! Oh, I know the journey's been long, but I'm so glad you're finally here." And I turn around and I try to speak to everybody, hopefully before anything breaks out, and I say, "I'm sorry for the disruption, everybody. He's here to be my muse for my painting, both him and his master. He's not very tough, you see. He's just a large man. I'm just trying to get him into the role. I wanted it to be my masterpiece. I ask you to forgive him." I want to roll a
Interesting.
deception check.
All right. So it's like this is my Frankenstein. No, he's normal. That's what you're convincing him.
Yeah, I want to, like I'm wanting to paint him. He's here for a special
Oh, interesting. I want you to roll a persuasion.
piece. Would it not be deception because I am lying?
Oh, that's true. That is a deception. You're absolutely right.
Now roll my deception check. I got a 15.
15.
Let's go.
All right.
Hey, look, a roll above like a 5. Those are weird.
Right? I know you aren't very familiar with him.
No.
Got him.
Skill issue.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The majority of the crowd, especially the ones that like you'd painted, majority of those ones, they calm themselves down. Actually, they do react, and there's like this moment of like from going from this horrific like oh my god to this whoa, and there's kind of like a bit of like forbiddenness of interest that begins to rise in them. However, the angry four currently with Domino is not swayed, and in fact, they're starting to they got their weapons and they're gripping it aggressively, and they could probably swing at any moment, as now they're like, oh, you tried to cast charm person on me. I'll let anybody act now, or else they will.
I'd like to get Marvel a little closer to me and prepare the shield spell.
I'm gonna lean down to Prin. I'm gonna be like, hey, Master, does this happen often? Or like, do I strike first? Is this like a rule here? Or do like, if they hit first, do I hit back? Is that fair?
He kind of like raises his hand, like hit the back of his hand to you on your chest, and he kind of like leans over, speaking quietly, and he's like, "No Goliath has left the Frostbolster here since I was born. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see how this turns out."
Yes, I am too.
And there's a bit of like excited / goofiness to him, because he knows that the threat of these guys to him is just negligible.
Well, you're smiling, Master, and that can only mean good things.
What do you have to say for yourself? And they start to like surround you, Domino.
All right, so I guess I prepare. I pull out my daggers, and I tip my hat.
Wait.
What?
Before we start doing anything brash, I would like to start walking up to Domino,
Uh-oh.
stranger in the hat. Okay, hold on, fellas. We may have gotten off on the wrong foot. So, am I standing by one of the guys that are surrounding him now?
So you walk up to the four of them. They turn one of them turns to look at you, and also the bartender at this point's also walking up along in the same pace as you, just from a different direction, as he's about to try to break this up as well. And you walk up to the four of them, and one of them kind of looks off to you and kind of like raises the hand of like, whoa, big guy coming, and like two of the guys also look at you.
Guys, please. We're getting aggressive for no reason. My master has just informed me that you guys have never seen a Goliath. Where I'm from, they are freaking everywhere. And as I say that, I'm gonna punch one of them.
All right.
Just like rear back and just like.
Roll for initiative, my dude.
No.
Like
Okay.
stealth advantage punch, if that's a thing.
Yeah, no, I'll give you I'll give you advantage on your initiative to try and beat his reaction time.
Okay, where do
I'll
I
have you roll initiative, and anyone else who wants to get involved may roll initiative.
Do I have advantage on the initiative? You said.
You have advantage on the initiative.
Okay, so it's 16 or. Okay, it's 16.
16.
I got a 7
All right.
myself.
All right.
Well,
Give me 2
it
seconds.
almost worked.
All right. You got a. What was Calcath? What do you have?
7.
7. Good. All right, and anyone else involved?
I got 19.
19? Oh,
And yeah, 16 for me.
all right. As we move into combat, everyone.
I'm gonna stay out of this.
You're gonna stay out of this? All right, you're gonna
Yeah.
go first, Domino. Quick, what's your reaction? They're evident, like you essentially they start to swing at each other. Oh wait, sorry, that would be a surprise round. So you actually wouldn't. You would be in the next run. This would only be between Justin and that individual, and then we'll move to a full round where you'll be on top. So actually, Justin, you do move first.
Okay.
What's your
So
action?
first
So
off-
you were going for that swing.
Going for my unarmed strike. Whoops, that was still with disadvantage. Ignore that. Let me roll one more time. I forgot I have to.
What was the first of the 2 disadvantages?
I do not remember. 16.
That hits.
Okay. So he takes 4 bludgeoning damage.
4 bludgeoning damage. Anything else?
As I rear back and just crack him in the jaw. Bonus action punch.
Okay.
Okay, that's an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. So he just takes 4 damage.
All right. With that, almost instantly, there's this like the Goliath. They were like facing each other up, and then there's immediately like a Goliath fist meets this guy's face as it cracks to the left, and you can actually hear some bones in the neck go as his neck kind of flips to a wrong way, and he starts grabbing at it awfully. But he's not down at all. But he's not looking good as he takes a few steps back, stammering, and kind of falls off to a table. Pushes off the table and swings back at you, but with a small short sword. All right. Does a 7 hit?
No.
With that, you take a side. You like your left shoulder like takes a side backwards, and a sword slashes right through, missing you. He just outright misses you as you dodge him. All right, that's gonna make it quickly. Domino, your turn.
All right, so who's the closest next to me? Like
Closest next to you is the big bugbear.
big bugbear. Oh.
Yep, he's a humanoid. He's standing there. He's gruff. He's angry. He's got the big eyebrows, and he's the one with the mace.
All right, so if I like take a step back, would that trigger something?
We can roll for it. He's currently looking to the left, watching the altercation with the Goliath. If you decide to move, he may not see you.
All right, I'm gonna try to move without.
Roll a stealth check.
Uh, 22.
22. With that, you can take a few steps back. He has no clue as he's like literally full focus attention on that Goliath smack.
Okay. All right, so now I want to perform a Eldritch Blast.
All right. There's 4 targets in front of you. The one that the Goliath hit, two other that are both both kind of larger individuals, human, and then the bugbear. Who do you want to hit?
Is there one that's like to the side of Astrid, or?
Yes, not to the side. It's essentially you're on one side of the table, Ashton's on the other side of the table, and they would be in 4 locations around that circle. There's one to the left and one to the right of Astrid, one in front of you and one in front of Astrid. So it's like the end of the table. They're not quite surrounding Astrid just yet because they haven't gotten a turn.
All right, so I guess I want to shoot the one that's to. You said there's one to the left of Astrid.
Yes. Yes.
Can I hit him without?
Yeah, absolutely. So roll to hit. Just give me the first roll.
You're more than likely having it on advantage and or disadvantage at the top of your
Yeah.
character sheet. So just
Yeah,
go to
you-
normal, and it should only roll once.
Ah, okay.
But the first one was 8.
8. All right. With that, an Eldritch Blast, a green cacophonous lightning bolt shoots off into the side, and a bunch of patrons scream and duck as they hit the ground, and it fires over them, hitting into a nearby wall. And with that, the bartender gets into the fray and just screams, "Hey!" and starts stepping up towards you. And with that, also 2 people in the kitchen come running out as well. And the bouncer in the front starts to get up from his chair. All right. That's going to be 3 more people added to the initiative. Let me give them a unified roll, though, just to keep things simple.
Shout out to the first episode of this.
First episode where everyone's dying. Justin, your turn. But let's try to make these turns move fast.
Okay, another punch on the guy that swung at me with the sword. Here we go.
All right.
Punch attack. Natural 20!
That's a crit. Let's go! First 20 of the series.
Make some noise.
By Justin.
First
no doubt.
Shout
crit.
out.
Put that in your wikis.
Put that in your wikis.
Crit. Let's go, baby. So that'd be
I'd
a
like an
2d,
essay on this.
2d4 plus 2. So we're gonna roll my 2d4. So
All
he,
right.
he takes 8 damage.
8 damage as it comes crackling down. How, is this lethal or non-lethal?
This will be non-lethal.
All right. How do you want to describe taking him out?
Okay, so as he swung at me with that sword and I jump back, I then do a spinning roundhouse to his head, knocking him out.
Jesus. So you take a step back and your right leg comes rolling around as you turn to your right and bam, meets his face. He goes flipping, like his legs get kicked up into the air first as his body collapses backwards. He falls on the floor, his arms splayed out, unconscious. All right. That's 1 down.
All right.
That's going to make it his turn
Well,
as he
hold
breathes
on,
heavily.
hold-
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Movement to the next guy.
All right. Left or right to you?
Where's Domino at?
Domino is across the table with the bugbear.
Okay, so then I'll go right.
All right. You're gonna jump right. All right.
Yeah, bonus action punch. Bonus
All right,
punch. Fine.
So you hit
Fine.
that roundhouse kick. Your foot meets round again, and you go running toward, or not even running. He's just a feet away. You could really punch him. He's within 5 feet. How are you attacking him?
With another unarmed strike. Wait,
All right.
why was that?
Roll to hit.
That was an 8. An 8 to hit.
An 8 to hit. As this, unfortunately, you take a swing over the table, and he just wasn't quite in range. He just kind of like reactively moved his head back, and you don't quite meet him, but you still walk around that table, and you're right on him.
All right.
All right. That's gonna make it a 18 to hit.
Yes.
All right. As a reaction, he knees you with because he didn't quite, like, he has his weapon out, but he's reacting. So he goes up for a knee. It's gonna be a. He does 2 damage as he knees you in the chest, and he kind of like tries to back himself up a bit. He's still pretty intimidated with the fact that you are immense to him. He's like a 5'11" guy, and you are how tall? 7 feet, and you're a Goliath.
7'5", yeah.
7'5", you're almost 8 feet tall. You're immense to this guy. Thankfully, the roofs are 10 feet high, or else you would be just on the roof like that. All right. So that's gonna end his turn. That's gonna make it the one across the table, who's gonna take this opportunity to look at the whole ordeal and say, "Nah, I'm not going to jail for this," and starts backing up as the bartender grabs his shoulder and throws him behind him, and the bartender gets into the fray. The bartender's immediately going to jump on Domino. Domino does a 17 hit.
Yep.
All right, he cracks down on you. This guy, he's going with his bare fist as well, as he doesn't really have anything. That's 5 damage as he cracks you. He cracks you in the back of the side of the head as he's just kind of screaming. He's shot an Eldritch Blast in his thing.
Can I do a hellish rebuke? That's not how that works.
No, I think you can.
All right, I'm not gonna do that.
No, you totally can.
Should I?
It's your game. This is your game.
Dungeons
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dead people.
You could.
You know what Hellish Rebuke
All right,
does?
so yeah. All right, so I clench my pocket very hard and I fucking I yell at him.
All right. Is it a roll to hit or is it a save?
I think it's a roll. Yeah.
It's a save.
Okay, it's a save. Con, or what is it? What am I
He
rolling?
makes a deck save.
It's
He
a
makes
dex
Dex save.
Okay.
Okay, you hit him.
All right, now do I roll?
Yeah, yep. Your damage, I think.
My damage. Oh.
Yeah, roll the damage for it.
12.
12. All right, he goes to swing at you and he hits you, and as soon as he does, you're leaning back and you grip onto your pocket where your your arcane focus is, and there's this green aura that comes around you like a bubble before it shakes and shatters outwards in this like actual like glasses, like shards of glass that suspend into the air of this arcane green orb that explodes as he flies backwards, and in him is just various shrapnel pieces of arcane energy as he falls backwards onto the floor of this tavern, and he's not doing well. He's bleeding quite profusely as he falls into the ground, and those shattered pieces of glasses that stayed suspended in the air disappeared.
Oh shit.
With him landing on the floor, Kalakath, in a panic, screams "No!" at the top of his lungs.
Okay. There's a scream, and the guy on the ground is not responding to that scream. He's either knocked cold or something, but he's down on the ground. That makes it the bugbear's turn.
This is this is how we turn a misdemeanor into a felony.
Look, man, they
At this
started.
point- I
Okay.
think at this point
With
it's much
that,
worse than a felony.
The bugbear
Start
was going to swing, but with the extreme jumping things, he rolled an 8 on his wisdom check for just general sense, and he overall loses the will to fight this thing, and starts backing away from you. And I believe you stepped away, so that's not your attack of opportunity. But he begins backing away, looks left and right, and begins to run his way outside of the tavern, which the bouncer is going to try to use an attack of opportunity to grab him. So that's going to be conflicting athletics. Oh, he actually does make it through. The bouncer tried to clothesline him, and he just like gets him on the neck, and he rolls his way out of the grasp and starts running out to the outside, where it is now nighttime. Bugbear ran. Okay,
It ran. Yikes.
that's the end of the round. Does anybody want to join initiative?
Wait, did we miss my turn?
Kalakath, you had a
I had a 7.
hit a 7,
I did.
so we missed your turn. Kalakath, at the end of the round, what would you love to do? I apologize for that. I was too baffled, and I for some reason I didn't write Kalakath.
Okay,
Sorry about
I want to sprint towards the downed barkeep,
Mm-hmm.
and
All right.
if possible, I want to see exactly how bad his wounds are.
It's
Ignoring
easy to-
everything else on my path.
Yeah, you run your way through. You like slide on your knees for a second as you land over the barkeep. He's laying on the ground. He's got shrapnel that runs up his body on his left torso, up near his heart, not directly on top of where it would be, but I mean, if the shrapnel is oddly shaped, and then it goes up, and he's got a piercing on his jugular, not in the vein, excuse me, but in the neck in general, and you can see this like small amounts of blood like coming out of the jugular. His heart's beating. But his eyes are wide, and he's in shock.
Oh man. All right. Let me see. I would like to. I have a costume in my pack.
Okay.
I have no bandages, but I would like to tear the costume into makeshift bandages if possible.
I see. Very easily, there's a as you tear it open, you tear off you tear off the cloth. You now have strips of cloth. Maybe two strips of cloth really fast. Are you going to try to apply those as a medicine check?
Yes, I would like to apply those as a medicine check, removing the shards of magical glass where necessary.
The shards of
That's
magical
my
glass
library.
thankfully dissipated. As soon as the
Okay.
spell was done, it shattered and they disappeared. So
Then yes, I would like
there's
to roll
just
a medicine
wounds.
check.
you're going to be rolling a disadvantage because you're not using bandages, and then also like it's so many different spots. But you're trying to get, let's say you're trying to get his neck and the biggest wound areas, right?
Yes. The vital ones, really.
I should mention you do have bandages.
Like spare bandages.
Yes.
As opposed to the ones that are on my body.
No,
know,
you
that's
have.
a good point.
Don't forget, you also have your endless spool of bandage.
I did forget about that.
Yes.
After taking a moment to rip apart my perfectly good costume, I decide against it and pull out the endless spool of bandage that I forgot that I had.
All right.
Because I did not mark it in my bag. With,
You pull out the
sticky note.
endless spool, and what it looks like, it looks like a large letter with like that's closed, and you pull it open like you're unraveling a leather sheet, but instead of it being paper, it's this unlimited amount of spool and twine and bandages, and you start pulling at that, and you're gonna try to apply now a medicine check onto him.
Yes, without disadvantage, correct?
That's right.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm rolling for medicine. Unfortunately, I got a 4.
You do your
We've
best,
We've
and
gotten
it's a
3/4.
the see, you do really good, you do really well. The blood just keeps bleeding through these bandages, these ancient bandages. I mean, it's doing well, but they have their limits. They definitely do, and they need to work with time. And you feel like you have a relatively secure, tight thing, and as soon as you do, it rips on the back, like the back of the bandage just rips in half. And that's gonna be your turn unless you have anything else you'd like to do.
As I'm simply panicking, I desperately attempt to pull more bandages from the
Yeah,
spool, but I'm
You're just
unable
pulling
to.
spools, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm unable to pull myself together from the panic.
Hey.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Sorry about that with your turn, by the way. That's gonna make it back up to Justin. Your go. As actually, Martez is gonna join the initiative now. So Martez is at 12, and then that's also going to be Smokin' Joe. Give me 16. All right, Justin, you're on line with Smoking Joe. You guys have turns at the same time. Who would you prefer to go first, you or him?
I'll just go first again.
Okay.
So before I do anything, I'd like to talk to the guy that kneed me in the gut, and I was like, "Do you see how your friends are gone, and one of them is on the floor laid out with a bloody jaw? I mean, you can just leave."
Roll a wisdom check. This is not an action. This is nothing. Just throw a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do the wisdom check?
You just throw the dice and add your wisdom modifier.
Oh, word. So that would mean like I'd add a +2 to it. Okay, so the D20. Let's roll that D20. Okay, 6. Jesus, these rolls.
You're unsure. You're unsure of what's happening in his head right now. There's a lot going on right now, and you're just not really sure what he's thinking at this moment.
All right, punch.
Roll to hit.
Give him some time to think about that while he's freaking dazed and confused. What did I roll? Oh my God, a 6.
A 6. As you do hit him. You do hit him, but it overall pushes him a little bit. You just didn't have the right form at this moment. Didn't get the right oomph. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fine. Bonus action punch because I got enough space now to try and hit him better.
Roll to
Here we
hit.
go. Bonus action punch. That's a 12.
12. That will hit.
Okay, here we go. Bonus bludgeon damage. Takes three punch damage.
3 punch damage. So what I say instead of what you do is you swing and you kind of hit him with the palm to like pa. You just slap him with the palm, and following the palm you hit him with a full punch.
Yeah,
and,
force palm into 1-inch punch.
Force palm into the full punch, and with your
yeah.
right hand swing, and you dealt 3 damage. Is that right?
Yeah.
3 damage. I'll write that down. As he kind of gets cut in the gut and the air gets knocked out of him. And then it's gonna make it Smokin' Joe's turn. Who's going to I'm sorry. He's gonna cast Magic Missile on Domino. For sure. So Let me just double check the damage on that, because I gotta double check that spell because I have it written down, but I don't remember. That's right. That is. That's 4 times, or that's 4, 8, 12. 12 damage as he raises his hand, and over his shoulders there's this 1, 2, 3 orbs that appear and go flying through the building expertly and weaving around people as you get pierced in the shoulder, pierced in the abdomen, and then one finally pierces in the top side of your head as you kind of get knocked from these magic missiles that dealt 12 damage. You go doom, and Smokin' Joe, being a sorcerer, quick cast and does it again.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's 3 times 3, 3, 6, 9. That's, and then another following that. As soon as you can catch the fact that happened, another 3 ting, 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 these ones all hitting your abdomen, going almost piercing through you as 9 damage is done. It doesn't quite pierce through you as the arcane bolts go into you before they dissipate. Your arcane energy just naturally manages to dissipate them in you. Like, it doesn't pierce your body, it actually stops it as you has this natural field around you. But that does do 9 damage. Are you still conscious?
No. I don't think so.
Almost instantly, it's lights out as Smokin' Joe lights you up. Okay. That's gonna make it the bandit in front of Justin's turn. Justin, he looks, his eyes wide, he takes a few steps back, and he, like, tries to run.
I let him.
You just let him, he goes running out the door.
Yeah,
again,
I'm gonna get out of my battle stance and just stand up straight and kind of just like, just like gesture my hand to like, just go, man. I mean, you did this. You brought this on yourself. Not minding your business.
He goes running, and the bouncer who would have stopped him is far more interested in like the fact that the bartender's down, and lets him run as the bouncer's about to go running towards the bartender. That makes it Kalakath, your turn.
Is it possible for me to try another medicine check?
You may try. You may try.
Again, with desperation in my actions, I will attempt one more medicine check with my endless pool of bandage. Hopefully gathering enough wit and common sense to properly apply them.
I hate to do this, but with how much blood is lost, I'm going to say this is a disadvantage.
Well, I'll just roll a second time here. I rolled a 6.
I really didn't want to do that, but it's like...
Sixes tonight, man.
Yeah. You don't seem like you're getting much leeway. You cover a few wounds, but that neck wound is just pumping blood. You're like wrapping him up like a fucking cocoon spider, doing your best right now, and there's just fabric everywhere on the floor. Your spool's like off to your side as you're just pulling more and more and more, and you're just trying to push it down on top of him. But it's still bleeding. That's gonna make it his turn. Oh, sorry.
I whip my head around to the rest of the bar, whoever is left remaining, and I shout, "Is there anyone in here that can heal? Anyone at all? Stop your petty squabbles and help me, someone."
There's yelling, there's mania, and there are people running to you, and your voice, it carries, but it only carries so far as there's screaming happening right now. If you want to roll, if someone could hear you, they would be on their way. And also, you get that word out there. Okay, or is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Thankfully, everyone, it wasn't a natural 1. Now it becomes the what's his name's turn. It becomes the bouncer, excuse me. As the bouncer comes running through, he pushes over, literally just like pushes over somebody, and basically tramples them as he runs towards the bartender. Like lands down next to you and is trying to frantically grab your bandages and help as much as he possibly could.
I eagerly pass the bandages. To him without letting him take the whole spool.
We got 2 people working on this guy, and he rolled a 2. That makes the end of that turn, except for Domino. Domino, what would you like to do?
Can I like do a saving throw?
Yes, that's right. I need you to roll a saving throw. I was wondering why I put an X on your thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I got like estimated to do that.
Hey, just don't roll bad. Just don't roll bad.
You just gotta roll a 10 or higher.
Yep.
There you go.
What'd you make?
18.
18. All right.
18, yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good.
One success.
That's the end of the round. Onyx, any reactions? So not in the combat, but this is like a turn because it's the end of the round.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, during the first half of the fight, I was trying to, guard
Protect,
my
yeah.
sister. Now that I see that there are injuries abound, I go over to Domino, who's unconscious, and it seems like there's two people working on the bartender. Who,
Yeah.
by all means, I watched it. He was pretty innocent in that. But it looks like there are people working on him. So I'm going to go over to Domino and try to try to get something out of him. Try and do a medicine check to see how bad the injury is, and try and stop it with. If it's bleeding out, try to stop it with my hands, or if it's something else, try to get someone to come over here.
All right. So, I can't say that you can really. You're trying to help him, but I can't say really that you can roll a medicine check on that.
Oh, for
unless
sure,
you have unless you have something else to try, because you're just trying to cover the wounds essentially and put pressure.
Yeah. I don't really have any medical skills, nor any medical equipment. So the
That makes
best I
sense.
could do is just like check up on him,
And that's the end of the round. Justin, it's your go. We're almost through combat.
Okay.
This is the last
so-
round, unless something wild happens.
All right. What I would like to do is, again, I would like to go assist the others and see what I could do. Or no, before I do that, I would like to talk to Canton Prin. Like, Master, is there anything we can do to save this innocent fellow caught in the crossfire? He didn't deserve any of this.
Canton Prin, as his reaction to that, his eyes kind of get wide and he more tightly grasps the crate that's on his side, and kind of like steps a little bit back, and he's like, nothing that we should do.
I understand, Master. I'll still go over there and try and see if I can block any bleeding.
Yeah. Now, Astrid, we have a job here. Stay here.
Master, please, just this one. I kind of lost control because of how they talk to me. I need to better control my temper. Please, just allow this one. And
He
never
doesn't
again.
say that you can, but he gives you a nod to go, and he just tightly grasps the box on his side.
Thank you,
He
Master.
essentially
Okay.
gestures for
I'm
you to
gonna run
run.
over to the bartender.
Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna run over to the bartender.
There's two people over him. There's
Okay,
like, yep.
Bandage man, what can I do to help? Okay, may I also roll medicine to see if I can just help with the bleeding?
You can give it a shot.
With the health action.
It's at disadvantage still.
Oh, I was. No assistance, like benefits. No health
That's
action
true. Well, not. Yeah, that's
Not in
true.
this
We have
case.
so many people working on it. Maybe it's not at disadvantage. Go ahead. It's not at disadvantage. That's a good point.
Is it just a normal roll now?
It's normal roll.
Normal roll? Got it.
But what
this
was?
out.
Did you already roll it? What was your previous roll?
I did.
Well, what?
I rolled a 7.
Okay. And with that,
Well.
as you guys are frantically over his body, pushing on the bandages, trying to hold him together, the body itself goes limp. It's gonna make it, Kalakath, one last turn for you. As the body kind of goes down. I don't know if you have anything you could do, but
Looking down at my shaking hands, tears start to well up in my eyes as I grit my teeth and I start pulling down on the bandages at my mouth to make it easier to speak. Once I do that, I tell the barkeep, please, you cannot leave yet. I don't want you gone. And I start ripping at the bandages on my hands to reveal my palms. With a intake of air, it stings the bare palm as I pull them off the backside of my hands. Although they look completely normal, undamaged, still I make a stinging motion, and I grip my hands around his neck, both rather tight, and I'm able to cast Healing Hands with a racial trait.
Mm-hmm. A dark
Aye.
aura appears around you, and your hands, as you place them on them, your hands get wounds in them, and your blood begins to trickle over him as you're grasping onto his throat. Your hands themselves, these like slits begin to grow onto the tops of them, and the bottoms of them feel like they're getting many incisions as they're doing so, and you're grabbing onto him tightly. The candles and the lanterns in the room begin to shake and waver. They don't turn off, but the entire room itself seems to whisk away in its lighting, and it just gets a bit darker, and the screaming gets louder. You can roll Healing Hands.
Roll a 2d4. Only a 4 in total.
And what's that? And with the nature of as above, this is the terrible time for me to inform you all that if you're not a hero and you don't have features, any healing done is divided by 10. So you're healing an NPC here, and he has no features that allows him to take healing better than the average person. So 4 divided by 10 is still not enough for a point. As the bleeding stops, and your hands close, and the aura drops, and he does not come back.
I slowly stand up and I look down at my hands as the bandages, they force themselves back around my palms, covering them up again without any assistance.
Who was with you? Was that Justin?
Justin and
Yeah, Justin, roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
They rolled a 7, by the way. 7s are a nightmare tonight.
I got a 12.
12, Kalikath. I'm gonna have you roll a charisma check.
All right. Give me just a second. Does this let me roll? Okay, yeah. I got a 13.
By sheer luck, while it was weird in the panic, no one seemed to have noticed what happened, what just transpired as the bandages close around your hands again. Now you may continue your turn.
I turn my head around and look at the unconscious man on the floor, and I stare at him with a deep hate, something that burns underneath the bandages. And I slowly start to move my hands, but I pull back away. I simply can't make an action.
With that,
Down, tears
sir.
drip, and I end my turn.
With that, his final death saving throw comes forth.
Natural 20? Is it a
No.
4?
It is a 4.
It's a 7.
It's not a 7.
It's a
And initiative drops
Ooh.
as his body kind of falls limp. The room kind of overall, the panic begins to subside. People start grabbing people. Quickly, Domino's body is snagged. Domino, your death saving throws are I'll have you throw 1.
Okay. 4.
4? Jesus, Domino. All right, so okay,
One
quickly.
failure.
All right, we're back to it. Domino, that is a death saving throw. There's currently one person helping you. That's James. As the kitchen aides also come along to help, I'm going to roll a medicine check on you. That's a 6. Domino, what's your last saving throw?
Dude, shout out Domino, man. He
A nat!
Natural 20.
Oh. Oh,
And then
oh,
he
lives.
no, did he already have a success?
Yes, he already had a success.
Dude,
Oh my
Roll a- roll
God!
an
From
18
the
earlier.
brink, Domino. From the brink,
Dude.
your unconscious state. You just stops dying. Some magical tether keeps you afloat, and you are unconscious as your body begins to be shackled quickly. And we might have to come back to you later, as by this point some of the cross guard have made it here, and also some of the red guard. And they're currently asking people what happened. Onyx, you're pulled aside as there's a conversation to you specifically. Is like, and there before you is a cross. This is about 30 minutes later. There's a cross guard and his orange-ish copper armor, and he kind of pulls you to the side. He's like, all right, and you're Marble by your side, of course. He's like, all right, the hell just happened?
You know, it in hindsight always makes it look a little bit worse. It was a series of missteps happened, and you know, who can say what exactly happened, but um
Sir, we
I
just need
think
an
that
account of what you saw, not your
Yeah.
philosophies.
yes, the first thing that happened was a large Goliath. I believe he introduced himself as Astrid, came in. I think he made a joke, but it didn't land well, and four people in that table over there, and I point to the table, stand up, looking rather offended. I think it's about to start, coming
Thank you,
to a fight.
citizen. And he starts walking away.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he starts leaving.
But okay, sure. Was he like robotic when he left, DM?
He was. It was odd.
Oh.
Overall, the tavern begins to chill out, and some investigation gets made place, and eventually Domino's body's taken off. Anywhere you guys would like to go, stay, be at?
I'd like to make sure that Marble is safely in her room before too long, because I'm sure that was very exhilarating for a sick individual, you know?
She's standing by your side, and she is just kind of wide-eyed, and she kind of is like, well, I found out my crossroads maybe it's not so different than Galahad after all.
Yeah, we were just saying how cool the city was, and
It all happened so fast.
it did. It just one bad decision after another. Huh.
And with that, you guys start to head upstairs. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that she has a room, and then identify the room, and then go out and try to find my brother.
Yeah, the energy in the tavern is dead. Dead. As you head upstairs, you head back downstairs. Kalikath, everybody's still in here. Astrid as well. Would anybody like to make any actions? Right now, there's like bloodstains on the ground. There's people. The body's been carted off. Domino's also body's been taken away, and overall, like there's like an air of what now / oh my god, that happened.
I don't really know what to say. Does this always happen, Master? Did I overdo it again?
I can't say that it always happens. It's been a long time since I lived here, though. Things have changed a lot. Wow. No, I don't think this always happens. Yeah.
Great.
I turn my head towards.
maybe
I'm sorry.
we should start leaving. No, I'm done.
No, I turn my head towards Astrid, and I, still with hate in my eyes, just not directed at him, I rub the bandages along my palm, and I say, "You definitely overdid it. We could have had you out of that situation, but you still chose to fight.
Yeah, sorry. It's kind of ingrained in my system. Kind of been doing this since I was literally born. So you're gonna have to forgive me for that. Not calling it an excuse, bandage friend. What's your name? Cal? Cal? I'm gonna call you Cal. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, me and my master have been trying to make me do better, and I'm so sorry. There's nothing more I could say. I wish I could have done more. I'm truly sorry. You look like you really cared for this individual.
And yet he lies dead on the floor. Although I can't blame
Well,
you,
yeah, I'm
it's
not the
not
one that
entirely your
exploded
fault.
glass everywhere.
This
Yeah.
is true. I just think a sense of calm could have avoided the whole situation. But it'll be alright.
Yes, I realized. I promise you, I hate that side of me more than anything. I truly hate my heritage. I hate that we're perceived as ugly and brutish, and I've only just more confirmed the fact. So now I'll have to work even harder to gain the trust of these civilians.
Listen
Not
to
all
me,
Goliaths are
Goliath.
bad.
You seem like a good man, and I appreciate that. But while you're in Crossroads, these people don't take too kindly to you, to Goliaths in general. That's not a diss at your person, not a diss at who you are. It's just how people are. But while you're
Right.
here, do your
They're
best
afraid
to
of what
not
they
get
don't
into fights.
understand.
This is true.
Right, I understand.
Even if they start aggressive towards you, it would be in your best interest to try and keep it toned down on your end as well. They're just
That was
afraid
some
of
good.
you.
Right. That was some good quick wit there you had. It's just my fists thought faster than my brain could. I'm not good with sociability.
It'll be alright.
It's always yes master, no master, okay master, bye master.
And
That's pretty much
almost
it.
and almost as if on cue, there's a call out from across the room. Astrid, bring the box
Yes,
up. Bring your box upstairs. We gotta go back to the carriage. Bring it upstairs. Bring it back to your room. Report back here.
Yes, master. See what I'm talking about? All right. Hopefully I can see you around, and maybe I can try one of these drinks around here. Oh man, this place
Can I-
sucks.
Can I roll a perception check for his box?
Yes,
No, fuck you. No, you can't.
Just to see what it is.
you can. Yeah, you can. You may.
Let's see.
Whose box?
got 12.
Martez's box or Astrid's box?
Astrid's box.
Not Martez. Excuse me. Canton Print or Astrid? Okay, Astrid. Okay, got you. All right. Yeah,
I rolled a
absolutely.
12.
12. All right. You kind of as the Goliath starts walking out the front doors to go back out to where the carriage was to pick up his box. You take a glance out of the window to see what he's picking up. Looks like a pretty hefty crate. He's using two hands to hold it, not because he probably can't carry it with one, but maybe whatever's inside might be fragile. But with a 12, you just know it's a pretty big box. It's about the size of like about 2 shoes long, and then like a shoe wide,
Good measurement.
of course.
Is there anyone near the body of the barkeep?
The body of the barkeep was taken, but you mean like where the body happened, or like where the blood spool was? No, there's nothing besides the nobody besides the bouncer who's currently helping a kitchen worker clean.
I would like to go to the spot of his death, and I kneel down and place my hand along the ground, and I say, "Trust me, and I'll make sure your soul gets to where it needs to go." And with that,
Oh,
or just with that, I stand up and I look around, looking for my next option.
as you are doing that, and you know you're making the small, relatively could be equated to a prayer of sorts. Kira standing next to you, kind of like the half elf, the half elf worker in the kitchen. She kind of like talks to you. She goes, "Did you know him?"
Yes,
Suppose we all did.
he was a grumpy old man, but he didn't deserve to die. Not yet, at least.
I just don't know how we're gonna tell him. Tell his sons.
I don't know yet. It's not a conversation I want to have.
Sorry, that's just a lot. And she kind of like takes that and she kind of gives a nod and she thinks to herself, wonder who will do it. Will it be a guard? Will it be a friend? Who will be that face? And then goes off on her own.
Do I know where Grom lived?
You do have an idea where Grom lived, location-wise, but you don't know where exactly. You never visited his home. You just know that he's probably in the residential district where a lot of the lower class people manage to live, as there is a big divide between the residential area and then the capital area, and then essentially the highest level of growth.
I whispered to myself, I want to tell them, but a face like mine shouldn't be the last one they should remember their father with. The guard will do just fine. And I pick up what's left of my drink, if it's even there, and I decide to leave the tavern.
All right. As you leave the tavern, I want you to roll a perception check.
Let's see. Perception. 19.
19.
Yes.
There's currently a gambler sitting outside, and there's two people playing, or he seems to be playing someone else, but he just seemed to have lost, and that person kind of like laughs and walks in past the bar as you're walking out. So you like pass him as you're going out those two large open doors, and he kind of like looks over. He's got a bit of a stupid smile on his face, especially for someone who just lost, and he goes, "Hey, come over here."
I walk over to the gambler. My head's still straight, but my eyes looking down at him. I say, "What do you want?"
His cheeks are rosy, and he kind of like holds up two pair. He actually holds up a dice, and he's like, "Want to play a game? I'm on a hot streak." And like it's evident that he's not, and his hair's kind of frayed, and he's kind of got like a bug-eyed in his eyes.
I simply say, "Ah, yes, you certainly look it," and I proceed to walk past him.
You walk past him, and on your high perception roll, you then notice walking past him, just for a moment, you notice the figure that was with the Goliaths take a left turn corner and disappear, which is not particularly notable, except that you did notice the Canton Pren guy, which I don't believe you know his name, and another figure by his side leave into an alleyway. And I'm going to move inside of the bar real quick, where we're going to have Astrid. You just finished putting your stuff upstairs and came downstairs. And then Onyx, you yourself are downstairs as well, and you're about to be packing up to head on your way. But also now you have the complication of Domino, which is up to you to how to handle.
In Onyx's head, he's gonna try to find Domino first thing in the morning. Right now he does need to make sure that accommodations are made for his sister, though. So I think he.
And your sister's upstairs currently, by the way. Like she's in the room.
Yes. I just think Onyx just thinks that making it to Crossroads for a day or two and then not telling his brother, like, "Oh, hey, we're in town," would be kind of rude.
Mm-hmm.
In the grand scheme of things. But first, I want to go up to this Goliath guy.
Astrid, you just made it back downstairs as well, and a bald-headed figure comes walking up to you.
Hey, you introduced yourself as Astrid, right?
Yes, that is me. And who are you, stranger?
Oh, my name is Onyx. It looked like you were able to hold up a fight. I hope you don't take any ill will towards those gentlemen. I'm sure they were just scared more than anything.
Of course they were. No, from what my master has told me, no one's ever seen the likes of me before. And I've just painted Goliath in a horrible light.
Yeah.
What it's always been described as. So now I think my best bet is to just lay low, keep my head down, and yeah, I'll just let my emotions get the better of me. We all have
Right.
emotions. I can't help myself.
Right, right. I'm not trying to paint you in a bad light or um, kick you while you're down or anything. I just wanted to say, you know, uh, part of that was pretty brave. You know, coming to a new place and um, you know, fighting four people at once. You didn't know if anyone was going to help you or anything. Um, but I hope that you heed your own warning um, and take care of yourself.
Thank you. And didn't I see you with a young child? Where are they? I didn't
Uh,
scare them, did I?
uh, just for the people at home, my sister's about 10 years older than me, so like 40.
Oh. Oh,
So,
whoops.
From the
I did not know
perspective of a
that.
Goliath, they're all small.
yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
True,
No,
that's true.
she's actually she's not a child.
Oh,
Uh,
I
for
am so
sure.
sorry.
No,
Human
no,
height, human height and age always eludes me.
right, right. Yeah, she's she's very sick, so she doesn't have a very high constitution for this sort of thing.
I
And,
understand.
it did scare her a little bit, but we have accommodations, and,
Good.
hopefully everything turns out well. Uh, yeah. What brings you to town, actually?
Um,
You said, and I think you're right when you said that no one here has seen a Goliath, but why would a Goliath be here in the first place?
I keep asking myself that same question. The longer I'm here, the more I wish I was back home. It's, I think this is a test. I'm not too sure. But I also think this is like just a mission to expand my horizons, I believe, is what I've been told, or what I've been led to believe, or is maybe what I believe. I've
Oh,
only ever seen the north, and it's cold up there, and I love it. And this, it's a lot of people here.
hmm, yeah. It's actually nicer than where I live, but
And where are you from? Onyx?
I'm from Galahad. It's
Ga-
to the east of
Galahad.
here.
Galahad,
Wait,
Galahad.
That's right.
the west of
Or
here.
the west. The west.
Yeah, the west of
Right,
here.
right, right. I'm from Forest Bolstedir, where the monastery is.
Okay, cool.
Yes, yes. Can I percept this guy to see if I see anything about him that's like jarring?
Sure.
Great. Perception time.
Wow, are you saying I'm jarring?
No. 16.
Wow.
So the first thing you notice that may be jarring is that he's missing an arm. Secondly, he seems to have a little, just the smallest bit of a funk to him, like a smell. Maybe he's been traveling for a long time. Nothing like horrid. Then you can see that his clothes are tattered and worn down. It doesn't seem like he's of any high-born society or anything like that. Not that you are. But overall, he seems like, in terms of gruffness, he's about a Goliath's level of gruffness. You know, like you'd be more surprised to find him in a city than you would as a random guy in the forest. Like in terms of like how gruffy he is. But he also
Right.
may be a random guy in the forest who also knows where the stream to take showers are. Like so, he's kind of put together. But overall, there's a bit of an offness to him, just a little.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can't smell him because I'm like 3 feet higher than him, but it's fine.
I'm
How's
not
the smell down there?
sure that's how smell works.
Well, it is now because I said it is.
True, Goliaths are different.
They built
Yeah.
different. They're built different.
I will also say it's about this time where you realize that you're coming back downstairs and meet back with your master, and he's nowhere to be seen.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, Onyx. I look
Oh.
around. Master? Have you seen the two people I traveled with?
Oh yeah, the guy you were walking with?
Yeah, me
No,
and the other
I've
guy.
I've been upstairs since they interviewed me. I just came down actually.
Gods. Where could they have gone?
Do you want to go look for them?
Yes, let me make sure all my stuff is secured in my room. It'll be just a moment. Let me like do a quick little skip and a hop up to my room real quick,
Okay.
just to verify everything. DM.
All right. And as you turn around, roll. You start to head your way up, and you get yourself. You're heading up the stairs, and two figures come sprinting, barreling down the stairs as they go running across. Some push you across, and they're like, "Sorry," and they keep running, and they head off their way. One of them was kind of a smaller individual, and he had a bit of a stinky smell to him. And the other guy,
It smells like strawberries, actually.
It smells like, well, there's the other guy that smells like strawberries. And they kind of push you aside as they're like, excuse me, oh, we're busy, and they go sprinting out the front door.
Well, as fast as this city moves, I'm just gonna, that's probably pretty normal. Anyways, back up to my room.
You start heading up the stairs, and you go up the first flight, and you look down the hall, and you look at where your room is, and you're like, the door's open. The door's open. The door's wide open.
Wait, the door's open? I dash to my room.
You go running across, and you swing the door open all the way, and there it's like an FBI SWAT team destroyed everything.
No, please. Oh, God. I opened my box.
It's gone.
My box is gone. Okay, I look
Your
at
box is
my
gone.
bag. What about
Your
my bag and my...
Your clothes are strewn out everywhere, and some of your art supplies got stepped on and crushed.
My art supplies?
Destroyed.
My art supplies! Who stepped on my art? Who stepped on my art? I'll kill you! I'll rip your throat out!
Scream.
It was those two.
Onyx, you can hear this from upstairs. Who stepped on my art? Ah! Upstairs, like echoing downwards. A couple people, just a few, looking upstairs, like, huh.
I hurriedly put my clothes back in my bag. I put my bag on. I freaking leave the room, bust the door, swing the door open with a pissed off scowl. My art supplies, man. I'm so freaking angry right now.
You're grabbing your things. You're putting your broken art supplies in your
And
bag.
I'm saying this out loud literally what I just said. I'm so freaking angry right now. If this place is so-called a promised land, I think I've just about had all I could stand, man. I'm ready to go back home.
You throw it over your shoulder.
My cadence has changed. I'm not as calm, cool, and collected. I'm pissed, bro.
And you're stomping down the stairs. And you make it back to the main floor where there's a couple people. There's like a bit of quietness, but some people are like looking at you. There's already less people than there originally was in the tavern. And Onyx is kind of there, maybe looking out of curiosity with all the yelling.
Oh wait. Shit, I forgot. I'm in a bar. I take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Almost lost my cool there. So I ran into a snafu. My room has been robbed. My room has been robbed, and they destroyed the only thing I love more than anything. They destroyed my paint supplies.
Your paint supplies?
Yes. I like to paint, and they ruined it. They took the one joy that was allowed to me, and they stole it.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm sure we can get you some paint supplies here in the city.
I'd show you how sad I am, but I'd rather paint it. I hate this place, Onyx. I just want to go find my master, Onyx. Let's just go. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's. I guess I do have some time. Let's find your master. Surely this won't be an adventure on its own.
Let's hope not. Where's Bandage Man? Cal?
You're just like, I need this bandage man. I need the bandage man, and he's nowhere to be seen right now.
Mom!
Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Anyways, I'm just gonna go outside.
You go outside, and there is a gambler of sorts who kind of like grins at you with these like missing teeth and like nasty face. And beyond him, you can see the bandage man kind of like looking, just like he's out there.
Bandage Man! Cal!
I whip around to whoever called my name, the startling jump, because surely a Goliath's voice
Oh yeah, it
echoes,
booms.
no matter what building he is, echoes outside even.
Well,
at regular volume.
he's like 3 feet higher than you at all times, so it's
That
like
means he's
further
3
away,
feet
too.
louder.
Takes
Oh,
2 to
that's true.
5 business days for his
Don't
voice
you know how
to reach
sounds
me.
work, idiot? God.
All right, but you
People know
see,
nothing of Goliath culture.
you make it up to Cal.
Cal, have you seen the 2 people I traveled with, my master and Smokin' Joe? Yes, his name is Smokin' Joe. I thought it was hilarious too. But never mind that. Where did they go? Did you see them leave?
Oh, I thought that was a nickname. I slowly turned towards the, rather sluggish in my movements. I turned towards the alleyway that I had seen, and I slowly raised my arm and point towards it. Don't quote me, but I think I saw one over there.
He says he saw them over there, Onyx. I'm quoting him. Do you know your way around the town?
This is my first day here.
I was talking to Cal. Cal, do you know your way around town?
This is also my first day here.
Crap! So is it mine. This sucks.
I guess it's
Thanks for
one
the
way-
info. Come on, Onyx. Cal, you can come too if you want to.
Okay,
I watch as
sure.
I watch as the Goliath bolts off into the distance.
I want before that happens.
And I also, as I make the corner, I'm gonna lean around the veer out around the corner. Are you coming, Cal?
You can go ahead, DM. What were you saying?
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. We can keep going. We can go. I was gonna have you roll a deception check, but we're just gonna assume you won that deception check.
As he makes his way around the corner, I follow at a semi-normal pace, but still sluggish compared to what I would normally be.
All right.
But I do follow behind them.
Astrid, you whip around a corner to an alleyway that goes for some ways and then takes a left bank and a right bank, and there's no one there.
Did a dead end?
No, there's a
you just said
left.
it
There's a
was.
left turn and a right turn in this alleyway.
Okay, let me go to like the middle and like let me just look like left and also right.
You head to the middle. You look left. You see some garbage on the ground. You look right, and you see like it goes out to a street.
Okay. Guys, where could they have gone? I did it again. I got overzealous. Sorry, guys. Son of a bitch.
Does,
A little bit of rain
let me-
starts to come down.
I need to think.
does
Maybe
this-
inside. Does this happen
this-
often?
Yeah.
Yes, always. It's always a test. That's
They-
been my
they-
whole life.
They leave you a lot?
Yes, every freaking time. There's a story to be told later, but maybe in a drier location.
As I
Okay.
as I catch up to them, I look around and, without seeing anyone in sight, is there any way I could track them? Any fashion.
Yeah, you could try to.
I know it's a city and it's bustling.
If you could tell me how you plan on tracking them, it's certainly possible. But without you telling me how you plan to, it's not exactly that you can just be like, I track. You know what I mean?
With it, about how long ago was it between
Them
their
running out and that.
conversation yeah.
I would say that it's actually not too terribly long. Like you watched them take that corner, and then you were just kind of standing there for just a second, and then out came Astrid and Onyx.
Well, seeing as this is a relatively empty alleyway, it'd be unlikely that people traverse it often. I want to just look towards the ground, see if there's any recent footprints, any dust kicked up, any trash might have gotten stepped on. Anything
I can have you
like that.
roll a. I'll have you roll a nature check for this, as you're looking for tracks.
Sure.
I
Oh,
also
excuse
have
me.
something I'd like
This
to
would
do
be more of
after
an
this.
investigation check. Investigation. So take whatever roll you made and add your intelligence modifier, and then proficiency if you have it.
It's just a 6.
So yeah, it was a gentle rain and it started kind of coming down a little bit harder, and it's just not. You're not really able to gather much with everything going on.
A shame.
Onyx, what were you saying?
Hey, Astrid, was he carrying anything with him? Your master? Does he, like, have an object close to him that he wears that I might have seen on his person?
Let me think. DM, does he? Or do I need to like roll history? Or
There's a certain item, perhaps.
what was it? Oh man.
It
Might
may
I
pertain to the
interject?
entire reason you're at Crossroads.
Yeah.
Wasn't he
Okay,
carrying a
so
box?
I have to say this very quietly.
Oh.
It's called Silvervine, and
Silvervine.
it has phenomenal healing properties. You know that arm that you don't have? We could grow that back.
Oh,
If I'm not,
that's cool. But
Immediately.
I'm not talking about the inside of the thing. I have to have seen it before.
oh, well then the
Did he-
box.
The box. Okay. Yeah, sure. Wooden box.
Wooden box.
Do you remember the dimensions or anything like that?
No, it's a box of holding stuff.
Oh, like a
It
box
was-
holding,
oh.
like a magical box holding, or
No, it's not. I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna like eyeball the dimensions, like the size and the width of the box. It was like yay big, yay wide. It's like, I don't know what you want from me. I'm not a box expert.
okay. I'm just asking. I think I might be able to help in this situation. DM, I'd like to cast Locate Object, and the object that I'm trying to locate is the box that I saw Canton Pratt had.
Because you've never wielded this box, you've only seen this box in glancing past, and that box you've seen in the case of all the madness happening. I'm going to have to make you roll a history check, and I promise you that the check will be a high one.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I know this is not a perfect science, so I roll. It looks like a 12. Yep.
As you think about the yay size this big, and then you think about the history of what you had, and you are casting the spell, yes?
Yes.
And you decide to cast that spell, and you think hard, and you kind of close your eyes. How would you want to describe casting this spell, considering your
Well-
arcane focus?
Yes. Out of my pocket that I actually have an arm on, I believe that is my right arm,
Mm-hmm.
a little red orb starts floating out of the pocket and into the palm of my hand, as if predestined to make it there. And it starts floating up and starts mutating a little bit, morphing up and down and back and forth and kind of moving around like that. It turns into a forked twig that looks in two different directions, and I hold it out. It's still
Like a
red.
tuning fork.
Like a tuning fork, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I hold it out in my arm, and it looks kind of like a compass would. It goes 360 degrees in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and if it works, it would point in the direction.
I see. So
that-
you're
that the box-
it's hovering over your hand and it's spinning to then
Yes.
like point in a direction.
Yes.
Immediately and quickly, it jerks to the left, and you look to your left and you see a box on the ground.
Well, I'm gonna move around a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You begin the walking forwards a bit, and then it jerks from going to the left. It goes all the way to northeast, and you look in that direction, and down the alleyway there's another box.
Yeah, so there's some kinks to this, because I wasn't. The spell is based on familiarity, you see, and I only saw the box in glancing, so. But if we want to walk around town for the next 10 minutes and look for every box in the area, we certainly can.
You know what? That's okay. Next time I want to ask for your help, I'll just have to learn the history of boxes and how they're built.
Yeah, you didn't tell me if it was like basil wood or like oak
While
or
I'm
anything
getting
like that.
soaking wet and just hating everything right now, I'm just gonna go back to my room, as terrorized as it is, and try to like
Rest.
like revive any painting supplies.
Mm-hmm.
As
With that- Yeah.
as Astrid begins to walk away, I grab at his arm and I look at him and say, one more time, what was in the box?
I've already said too much.
You can tell me one more time.
I've already said it one too many. I really can't. I'm sorry, Cal.
Did you have a box of your own?
Yeah, but it had like my gold and my painting supplies.
Who had this box?
Me.
The one with the item in it.
Oh, my master, Canton Trent. But if I'm remembering correct, wait, I need to roll a history check. Can I roll a history check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great. Okay, 3. Never mind.
What were you trying to remember? I have to know what you're trying to remember before you throw it.
Oh, I just kind of played it myself. You know what? It just X-nay on all that.
All right.
I was like, oh man, he would probably understand. But you know what? Never mind.
You're good.
Rambling,
It was a
and
3. It's all right.
I'm scatterbrained right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, while Grom was laying on the floor, bleeding, as 2 people desperately tried to help him. Where was this item?
It was still in the carriage.
Roll a deception check.
Who?
You.
Okay.
Or you do know you're lying, right?
I am?
Yes.
It was in the carriage.
Your box.
Oh, my box! Oh, yeah, it's
Well,
in my room, dude.
The one that your master was holding.
Oh, yeah. Also was in my room.
Do you want to roll a deception check on that?
Why? He freaking had it! It was in his room! It was in my room!
Your box in your room.
Saw it on his
Yes.
His box.
before.
His box was on his person. His box had the silver vial.
Oh, word.
Cool.
Yeah, he had it. You guys are confusing the heck out of me right now. This is
So
like-
sorry. So sorry.
And nothing was done about the barkeep. This magical healing item, and I point over to Onyx, that can regrow lost limbs of years past, was not used to seal a gash.
Oh, it's extremely rare. It wouldn't be used on just a barkeep. No offense.
Oh. Hey guys, I gotta go. I gotta go find my brother. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, I don't know what you're implying there, Cal, and I'm really starting to not like it, so...
I start
you know
walking
what?
away.
I honestly just remembered what I need to do. I need to go meet someone.
I let go of his arm and I say, and I think you should go meet them. And
Might be
I
best.
turn back to the other side of the alley and leave.
Everybody at this point is, by the way, tuckered out. It's been a whole ass day, and that was a lot, so people are exhausted. And it is night. You don't have to sleep, but if you don't, it will be an exhausting point soon.
It is late, isn't it? Alright. Let me go also back to my room.
Yeah, I was bluffing about going to my brother who lives on the other side of
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Just to get out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Going to my
Did you
room.
head to your room?
Yeah.
And then, Calicath, are you going to your location?
Yes.
Okay. And with that, a long rest is ensued. And we're going to have our bathroom break. We'll see you back in 15 minutes, everybody. This has been very fun.
Oh yeah. It's
So,
something.
let's reconvene at 25. I said 15, so that's 30. 7:40.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you guys at 7:40.
Sounds good, dude. until 3.
We have 1
And
minute.
until
we return.
Oh,
Oh well. Here
Is everyone here?
Hey.
Yeah.
What was the countdown for? Are you not happy that we're all back, Justin?
No, it's just I'm sleepy and hungry, and my cousin's asked to come over.
Okay.
Kick
Well,
from-
we can certainly end this sooner if we
Georgia.
need to.
Can we end it in like 15?
Oh, I don't know if we can do that.
Okay. How?
if-
Sorry.
Do you need to?
I tell you what. I'll just dip out. Who is doing the crows?
That's me.
What crows?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
I don't
What
get it.
crows? All I know are gaslight
Okay.
crows.
Thanks for the gaslighting. Yeah. New homebrew monster.
New homebrew monsters.
Gaslight
are
crows.
those the birds?
Gaslight crows.
Birds here to take me away.
Anyways.
No, someone else is taking you away, Spade. It's the authorities.
So are we back? Are we starting? Are we back?
Yes, we
Yeah,
were going to
we're
start, but now I'm a little concerned if we can.
No, we could start for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah, at least until 10, right?
Yeah.
Delay them as much as possible.
Maybe not for me because
Delay them.
It's-
Delay them.
it's Harley Cameron. She wants to come over.
Yeah.
But like, it's also why
we
does this
are-
always happen to just me? Fucking, I want to anytime I get on the computer and we're playing D&D right, I turn into everyone's errand boy.
We'll be right back in just one moment. Oh, man. So, want to tell you guys about who we are and what we're doing here. My name, as I mentioned earlier, is Sylvester Rose, and I've been working on this campaign for nearly 9 months now, and I've been so excited to get this going. Like, it's a dream of mine to create content and create things, and we are just... I'm just super excited to see where we can go with this. Uh-oh, I made a disaster happen. And now I'm in a predicament. This is going to crash and burn. It's okay. It's fine. Okay, it's not fine. All right, this is the minigame. Keep the set alive. Ba-da-da-da-da. But these are all my friends from high school and from... Oh, God. Oh, gods. Oh, gods, please. From high school and life, and we've been playing D&D for nearly a year now. And we ran another campaign, and this campaign was the next one following that one, where we decided to stream it because we just enjoyed our experience so much and we wanted to be able to relive it online. And on top of that, the idea of other people getting to live our experience is a joyous one. And so, as I mentioned before, I will mention many times, thank you so much for being here. And this is the part of the stream where things get a little bit hairy. We're done.
All of the time.
All right, everyone. You guys still there?
Yes.
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 All right, we good to start?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
We may be interrupted. My roommate's cat is freaking out.
Oh dear.
Cricket.
No. All right, so
Did I dox your cat? Your roommate's
you,
cat?
you doxed my roommate's cat.
Exposed.
Expose.
Walk the cat. Flashbang the cat, James.
Dude, my
I
criminal
can't flashbang
contact.
cats.
My criminal contact
Why?
will,
You can do it to 16-year-old
be after
Go-Go?
your cat.
Dude, Go-Go deserves it. Listen,
It's
we're
about
not
time
getting
for
into
Go-Go,
this.
Tell me why Go-Go deserves to be flat.
All right, everyone. I want to bring it back.
I would like to know.
All right,
I would like
bring
to
it
know
back.
this too.
I want to
we're
bring it
bringing
back.
Conversation
We're
for
bringing it
another
back.
time.
Focus up.
Okay. It's a new morning. It's a new day. And our current focus is winded and having a really rough time as they run. Can I have you roll a constitution saving throw? Actually, no, I don't actually need you to do that because I remember what happened at the end there. Zatira, as you come, like, it's the later part of the day. It's about the middle of the day now. As you kind of make you're kind of coming down from a run to a bit of a jog to a bit of a walk. You decided to get some more momentum and space in between you and Sawyer. Now you've made it about halfway through the city, currently after the events that transpired in the prequel.
Criminy. Zatira's just trying to catch her breath and think really about a plan of action and what to do at this point.
Trying to figure out what it means, what happened, how did it happen, why did it happen. Overall, you're trying to gather your thoughts. The last you saw of your party members, you guys all decided to go your own ways, following the events that transpired at the Sawyer house. And currently, you broke free, and you might be free of his charge. It's of your choice if you want to go back to him.
Something tells me it's not exactly in the mood for me to make such a short return. Still have too many questions and very little answers. And unfortunately, the one source for those answers is dipped to an unknown location, and I don't think he's very keen with me right now. I guess my first thought is to head to the doppelganger.
You're gonna head back into the distant Galahad to the doppelganger?
Yeah, I might.
Alright. So, with that, you begin to turn yourself around and start to head back into the thick of it. So right now you were passing through the capital district, and to your left would be the underbelly, and you start to head your way forwards. Excuse this music, having some technical difficulties here.
Very dramatic, very exciting.
Incredibly so. Excuse me for just one moment.
But yeah, this whole time she's wondering, like, trying to figure out what you can do and what you can't do right now.
I got you. So, there we are. You begin to travel your way back into distant Galahad. That nice cobble light ground that you're normally upon is as you travel goes to that darker stone that marks like the beginnings of the distant Galahad district. Still the morning, the midday, and that's actually the quietest time for the distant Galahad. And you travel along. You don't see many people on your way about. There's a few shops open right now. There are shops in the distant Galahad, and a few people kind of passing by. But most people in this area, they keep to themselves. They have their own business, and they're not one for chit chat. And some people that you make eye contact with kind of like covers themselves and starts walking on their way. It seems to be overall a very dark and focused area. There's no place for kindness or sincerity, out of concern of what it could mean for your spell disaster if you so let yourself be so. Eventually, you make your way through and through, and you get to you get to the doppelganger, a repurposed inn, if you will, that's been shut down for some time, but still serves its purposes for the owners, which are the Santiagos. You notice firstly that the marble doors that have the silver serpents as the handles are currently like the serpents. Whenever the door is locked, their eyes have a dull glow to them, and it's a dull green glow as they're currently locked right now.
I can see that they're like magically locked.
As far as magic, you're not entirely certain. You can just determine very fairly that it is locked, as you've been told that is what happens, is that the green eyes means it's locked.
Okay, I'm gonna go around the back entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to going that way.
You head around. Oh, sorry.
And I'll knock on the door.
You head around the back entrance and you give a knock, and it kind of echoes inwards a bit, and there's no reply for a period of time. And then
I will knock. Oh.
eventually, after a period of waiting, there is the clicking and clacking of locks from the inside, and the large door creaks open, and a familiar face kind of like shows up in the sliver that you can see through. Satira.
Is this Naomi or Sebastian?
This is hearing the voice, you can tell that it is Naomi.
So, what all did you hear?
I don't know what happened to you. I'm surprised that you're even here. But right now, Sebastian's not going to be seeing anyone. I'm sure you know. Him and his dad get into a bit of a discussion. And we're just kind of calming down after all that. I'm glad to see you're fine, though. I was a little worried. That bastard.
Yeah, we got into a bit of a kerfuffle as well with his father, and right now I'm not sure how I stand with him.
Yeah, I'm never sure how I stand with him. I don't like him. I don't like him one bit. Not for any reason, not for anything. So,
It's a stupid idea of me coming to you and telling you.
what happened in there? Did something happen?
I told them about how the job went south, and he wasn't happy about it, of course. Told him how the gold masks got involved. The other changeling. I wanted to ask him questions about it, but didn't get the chance.
Speaking of which, and he kind of opens the door a bit. Okay, you can come in. Just don't be loud. Sebastian's resting.
Right.
Come to my room.
I'm still quite paranoid. Gonna look around the room as I enter.
Go ahead and roll perception.
That is a modified 20.
Okay, so to the right, as you always know, is Sebastian's room. And straight ahead goes into the overall lobby and what would be the bar of this establishment, but it's unused for the most part. To the left, there's always a locked room. You've never been in there. And Naomi pulls out a ring of keys, and he starts flipping through it. And then he like kind of laughs, and he's like, and he puts the keys back, and he opens up the door. A small chuckle to himself. He's so used to commonly walking in, unlocking, and then being in his room or not being in his room that he just basically didn't even think that it was already unlocked because he just came from there. Opens up that door, and you kind of follow him inside. As you know, Sawyer's room's a mess. Oh, not Sawyer. Sebastian's room's a mess. It's got shit all thrown over the floor. The table's destroyed. Like there's just like a really dirty chair that's just disgusting in general. And then like Sawyer's like desk area, or not Sawyer, Sebastian's desk area. Naomi's is stark opposite. Naomi has a tapestry on the wall that is this strange blue. It's quite large, and it's this blue tapestry with a white moon with a spear through it. And then there's like 3 dots that go around the lower right side of that said moon. And he has a small, what would you consider a small twin bed currently at the back of the room. And besides that, there's just a mat. And then lastly, there's a closeted space and a rack where you can see his quite large mace currently hangs at. And he sits down cross-legged onto the mat. And he kind of gestures for you to come in.
I will sit down and say, I'm just trying to find some sort of direction, trying to make sense of all this.
All right, run me through it. He wasn't happy. He was upset that the gold mask got involved. What did he do from there?
And I think he was surprised by the mention of the other changeling, but then he wanted a test of loyalty.
Okay.
First he asked us individually, and then we all answered. yes, we're loyal. Mine being, I think, the most genuine. I think I've only committed half my life to that bastard. And,
Well,
anyway.
he's only met you. You may have committed your life to him, but this is the first time he's even known you exist.
Anyway, so as a fight broke out, he summoned 2 hounds and sicked them on us.
What did they look like?
Dark, shadowy dogs.
I've heard rumors of that. Have you been seeing anything, hearing anything?
No, I've not. Fortunately.
I knew one person who got on Sawyer's bad side. Although this doesn't seem like it should get this kind of reaction. But they escaped Sawyer, and it wasn't too long before they were being called mad as they went from inn to inn and home to home, begging for people to stop the barking, the dogs. It wasn't very long till he was found in his home, mauled to death. No one saw anything leave or break or enter.
Well, thanks for the peace of mind. Really helping me relax here.
I'm sorry, it's just I don't want to see you hurt.
I also think that I would like that, thank you.
There's gotta be something else to this, though. Sawyer sicked his dogs on you because you failed?
I think so, or he didn't trust us enough, or, which I think is the issue. But then we, after he summoned them and we got into that kerfuffle, we escalated it a bit. Blew up his piano. I imagine he was too happy about that.
Yeah, that couldn't do it.
But after we hurt him a little bit, he disappeared, and then the hounds tried to scurry off as well. I think we managed to destroy them regardless.
They typically
After that, we all parted ways.
You all made it out?
Yes, we were allowed to leave.
Now that's most particular. You talked about a changeling. Yeah?
Yes, the one that
You catch me up on that.
it was the one that Sebastian, I think, was talking about. Like, was might be some long lost family member or whatever nonsense that is. It might be the one that
He's talked to me about that.
that attacked Tank.
Okay. So we got old family members. You may be hunted. What now?
I don't bloody know. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell was the purpose of all of this. Why want the vine? What's so special about it? Why did the gold masks, the Kohi family, why does Santiago want it? Why did the Goliath have it? Why is it here?
I think you're asking good questions. And he starts to nervously rub his hands, and he's just trying to think it through, figure out really what to tell you. I'll tell you my side of it. All right. We came in before you. Sawyer asked for Sebastian alone. I wasn't going to leave him alone. I came with him. We were at the manor. Before you, I take it. When we were leaving, we saw you. In there, Sawyer started yelling at Sebastian after coming to light that you guys were not Kohi's special guards, which he seemed to have told his father you were. And
What?
yes. The it, putting it plainly, as much as I love that idiot, he's not really A, good liar, or B, very smart. And he wanted to convince his dad that he still had control over Crossroads. So he convinced him that your party was Kohi's special militia guard that double-crossed Kohi and was actually working for the Santiagos.
Satira's eyes, like, with her devilish features now heightened, her eyes glow, and the body heat gets much, like, more noticeable, and like, that bastard! After all that I've done for him!
As your voice raised, Naomi's brows kind of like furrow, and he kind of like straightens his back a bit, and you can see a tensity increase about him. Now, I'm not sicking you on him.
That son of a bitch! After everything that I've done for him, after doing this job to the best of my damned ability, he sells me out. Tries to throw us all under the bus.
And he's kind of at a loss for words. I am not trying to justify what he did. He wants to make a good impression on his dad, and he's not the brightest, okay?
Clearly.
And I can't fix what he said or what he did. I might be able to help you now. I'm just trying to figure out how. In that conversation, his dad started talking about it's the only way to get him back. We need the vine to get him back. I don't really know who they're talking about. It seemed like possibly Sebastian did, but he won't open up to me. Now he's in his room, locked up. After enough of a fight between them, Sawyer slapped Sebastian. It's to cause them to start bleeding. And Sebastian and I took our leave. Walter showed us out. That's all I can give you in terms of my experience, other than I know that the hounds are bad, and it's not over.
Damn it. Do you think you could get him to crack his shell a little bit?
I do.
Tell us a little bit more about what the heck is going on around here.
I think I can. I just don't know if I can do it right now. It's still fresh wounds, and he's not acted like this around me or towards me, but his dad does a certain thing to him. I can't understand it. I just want to try to help it.
Well, if he's not willing to give answers, I think I know someone that I can get answers from.
And he kind of like curiously like looks up, and who'd that be?
The Goliath that was carrying it.
You think you could find him?
He's a Goliath.
He's a monk. I don't know what they teach up there, but I don't think it's any small deal that he's here. But I can help you try to find him. I'll try to keep ears out.
Right.
Do we know where he's going next?
No. No, I don't. But if I talk to him, maybe I can find out.
I'll keep ears out. I don't have many sources that come to me, but a lot of people report to Sebastian. Maybe I can convince him to want to find this Goliath. Maybe I'll tell him that he can prove to his dad he can do something if he can find that Goliath.
No.
Then I'll try to get that information to you.
I don't think he deserves to know any of the rest of this.
Okay. I don't know what he's going to do, though.
He's already digging a big enough ditch for every one of us.
All right. What can I do then? How can I keep an ear out for you?
Information about this other changeling, if he finally divulges more info,
Okay.
and then inform me. Second, more information about this silver vine. If at all
That
possible.
is a mystery, but I will do my best. I'm not even sure Sebastian, but he could be keeping some cards to his chest. He normally doesn't matter.
Right. And I don't expect this, but if at all possible, more on the gold masks should you find anything.
I'll do my best, but those things are elusive. They have seemingly no rhyme or reason. But we've been having issues with them for years.
Activity of them.
Okay. That I can
More
do.
activity of them, patterns that we could possibly find.
Sawyer has a right-hand woman, Vex. I think they just recently got into town. They might have information on the gold mask, but to get to Vex and it not be a problem seems unlikely. She's also a changeling, and she just recently got called in from Galahad. She's practically specialized in trying to understand these golden masks and Sawyer's best friend. Maybe you go to her.
I don't know if I'd be on good terms with her either after how we
Probably
left off
not.
with Sawyer.
Sawyer is
I may
known to be a
need
bit
you.
temperamental, though. She might understand. I don't know. I'm just giving options.
Maybe you could nudge Sebastian towards her way and figuring out the gold mask situation and relay that information to me.
I can try that.
Stick with the Goliath.
Good luck on that.
You know, we could really use a means to communicate separately and long distance.
He kind of
Know
like
of
looks around his
any-
room that's empty.
Know of anyone that could hook us up with an item like that?
Well, I know what you're talking about is magic, and I know it does exist. But I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I can tell you where to find some good speeds, but not anything like that. I'm sure there's shops. I just don't know where. Maybe try the market district. There's plenty of vendors who come in and out. How far? I don't even know. Magic's not my thing. And he looks over at his big ass great club that's hanging on the wall. It's about the size of an umbrella, like on length.
Yeah. Right. I remember a wizard and magical section over in the market area. I could probably head there and inquire about it if need. Ask about a custom job.
Sure, it's possible. I know that some people have stuff like that. Well, that's a bad idea.
Right. Well, keep your ear to the ground for any information on the silver vine and the gold masks. Get Sebastian to crack on more information on that changeling, as well as whatever reason they need silver vine. Or any other information that should happen to leak out about the purpose of this vine or the Kohi family's plans. And I'll keep track of the Goliath and find out where he's headed.
All right.
Why he had that vine.
Yeah. And Zatira, I'm not one for this kind of sentiment, but if you hear howling, call a priest.
Keep that in mind. And Zatira will get up and leave, and try and head to the market district where Cheerman was a wizard's being.
All right. You begin to get on your way, and you start to head towards the market district. To head towards the market district, you have a couple options. You can head through the underbelly. You can head over on top where the red guard and the red church lies, which is and then the other option is going the long way, which could take upwards to an hour, if not more, going through the capital district, through the commercial district, and then into the market district. Actually, it's the seafaring district, then the market district.
Yeah, I'm gonna head through the red guard area.
Okay. With that, you start to gather your things and head out the door. And Naomi kind of like has a worried eye as he follows you out and closes that door again. And you hear the chink, 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 as like the doors begin to lock.
I take a paranoid look around before I completely leave the doppelganger.
You can roll a perception if you like.
5.
You don't seem to find. There's nothing that seems to be of a like. Every eye that catches yours, you're unsure if they're like onto you, but no one seems to be following you. It's just with Sawyer being the way he is, any glancing eye feels like it's a part of his network, even when it's not.
Hmm.
And you begin your way towards the cathedral. Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. On your way out, you start passing through the rest of distant Galahad, and you start to there you see there's these large marble stairs that kind of rise out of distant Galahad and upwards to this large open marble and concrete combo of land that where you know what's up there is the Red Cathedral and the Red Guard and their platoons. And then just past those stairs, if you don't go up them, instead going past them, you can see the dark and lit by torch and lamp innards of what's known as the underbelly, right beneath the church, and its large plain. And you can see a bunch of houses within the underbelly that kind of span for some ways, and you can see like some forges kind of bellowing heat from down there. You prefer to go up to the red though, right?
Yes.
All right. You begin your trek up those concrete marble stairs, and we'll come right back to you. All right. Give me just 2 seconds. Domino.
Yes.
You kind of come to, and you're stripped of all your belongings, and you're currently in rags, and you're not chained to a wall, but there was some shackles that are like left on the ground next to you, and you seem to have like this terrible stench that sits around you as running water kind of you can hear running water about.
All right. I'm gonna roll perception.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
All right. A 3.
A 3.
Oh, yeah.
Your eyes, you open it up, and like there's like this crust that's been built up on your eyes, and like you try to rub it out, and it's just like there's just this nasty groggy feeling, and like there's this taste of iron-ish in your mouth, and you feel, and then like there's a moment where you sit up and you raise your head, and there's this blurriness as you almost lose consciousness, but then pull yourself back. Currently you're at 1 HP, and you start blinking a bit, and it hits you. And you start feeling your body, and there you can feel all kinds of bandages and these holes in you, and that have been covered. Nothing went piercing all the way through, and then you start reaching around for your pockets, and nowhere to be found is your domino.
All right. Can I look around?
Looking around, you're in a straight up cell.
Am I bonded in some way, or?
Nope, there is shackles on the ground next to you, but you're not bonded to them. They must have just taken them off and dropped them on the floor.
Okay. Is there a door?
There is. I was about to say. So you're in a concrete room, except for one entrance where you can see these metal bars that have rusted in some spots. And yes, there is a steel locked padlock, like the regular door lock kind of lock on the jail cell. And across from you is another jail cell, and it seems that there's a hallway that comes up as you kind of get up. And your legs are a bit shaky and weak, and there's like a bit of wobble as you kind of like walk your way over and you can put your hands on the bars and you try to look through, and you can see that the hallway goes down for at least 5 more lines of cells, equaling 10 cells total, and you're at the very end.
All right. I guess I'll call for help.
There's an echoing help as you're kind of yelling, and then from one of the nearby cells you can hear a gruff voice. Quit your wabbling! Oh, what fucking time is it? Shut up! And a deep, gruff voice kind of yells back at you.
Senor, where am I?
You're in the prison, Red Guard. You didn't know that? And you're yelling like an asshole. And you can like there walks up like he's a large man. An older man. You can see like he's like one cell to the right and forwards, and he's got like this drool just kind of coming down onto his beard. It's all crusty and gross.
How long have you been in here, senor?
Week and a half. Going to be shipped off soon. What about what?
Where are they shipping into?
Sending me to the boiler and Fadian. Bastards.
Do they ship everyone to the boiler?
Roll a history check on the boiler.
Okay. Here we go.
What was roll? 19?
Yeah.
So you know this because you run with the criminal crews. The average person actually would not know this. Crossroads has a program where they get paid gold to send over their prisoners. Crossroads does not have a jail. Instead, they send them over to Fadian to go to the underneath the city of Fadian to a place called the Boiler, where people are instructed to mine, produce heat, produce generator by throwing coal and controlling in very dangerous work environments to essentially create electricity in the city of Fadian, one of the only cities with electricity. It's a pipeline system that you know about specifically because you know the criminal network and what happens to people. And you know that there's no justice. Like, there's either breakout or you're going to the boiler in these kind of places, and especially with the Red Guard. If you were with the Cross Guard, it's a little bit more diplomatic, but because you're a Red Guard prisoner right now, you know that it's practically that's where you're going. Or at least where anyone would be going if you're in Red Guard prison.
All right. Can I check the door for impurities? Or...
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
All right, I got 11.
An 11. Looking down the door, running it down, like there are weak points ish, but they're copper. Unless you're like some kind of Goliath, you're not gonna break through.
Okay. So is there any light in my room, or is it just dark?
It's pretty dark. There's the only light that's coming into your room is from a candle that's at the end of the hall, and that's on the other end of the hall. So there is a candle that's technically just out of arm's length if you reach your arm through.
Okay. So I'm kind of new with the magic hand. Can I use that at all, or do I need?
Does it have any component cost or anything like that? And James, you need to help me with that.
As a V and
I don't think it does. I think it's just verbal and somatic.
Okay, so he doesn't need his arcane focus?
Correct.
Okay, so yes, you can technically cast that as long as your hands aren't bound and you can say words.
Okay. Am our hands bound? I don't think so.
They're not.
Alright, I'm going to use my magic hand to pick the lock.
Okay, how?
Well, it is okay. Hold on. Let me see. Actually, can I just pull the candle? How far is it from me?
So it's out of your reach from your arm. Like you try to reach your arm out, and and it's just out of reach, just by like a foot, maybe less. But you can't seem to reach it, no matter how much you try to wiggle your fingers and reach.
All right. Can I use my magic hand to grab the candle?
You may. And with that, you try to reach out. How do you want to describe your? How does your magic hand work?
All right. So I want to use my left hand, and I hold the top of my forehead, and I kind of reach my other hand out and try to wield the candle towards me.
And with that, there's this like greenish, glowing spectral hand that kind of like has fog rolling off of it that begins to reach out, mimicking how your other hand moves, and it grabs gently onto the candle.
Okay. All right. I want to pull that candle towards me.
And with that, you pull that candle, and it like the waxiness starts to like it fights you for a second, but as it is just wax, you get it off of it, and the candelabra stays where it is, but you do pull that candle closer to you.
All right. Can I reach it now, or?
You may reach it now, but it is a hot wax candle.
Okay. Huh.
And like,
so how does the door work?
there's a lock on the outside of the door, on like the outside area, and you're on the inside, and it basically unlock it. It swings out.
What kind of lock is it? Like a key?
Key lock.
Oh,
Key lock.
Okay. So can I look through my history to see if I've unlocked doors like this in the past?
Sure. Go ahead. Or actually, you would know. Yeah, you've picked a lock or two. You're no savant. But without lockpicking kit, you've never done that.
Oh, okay. So
now you could try if you have something that could fashion similar to a lockpicking kit.
You say I have nothing but rags on, right? Can I check
nothing but rags on. In your room is the shackles left on the floor, and then there's a bed cot.
Bed cot. All right. Is the bed cot made out of?
Made out of straw, and then like a really shitty, like really thin piece of like fabric.
Okay. Is it hanging off the ground?
It's sitting on the top of the ground like a hay bale, but except it's held up by this like wooden stilts.
Okay.
They make like an X kind of thing on one end and then the other end. So I'm honestly kind of like a pig trough.
Okay. Huh. All right. Are the chains, are they broken in a way? Can I?
The chains, so they're not broken as in like one hand cuff is connected to the other hand cuff, and one of them is left open and the other one's closed and locked. They individually lock, but they're chained together just fine.
Okay. Can I roll investigation? See if I notice anything amiss, like anything.
What are you investigating?
The walls, are there any loose bricks, or are they bricks, or?
Sure, roll investigation.
Okay.
An 8. You roll an investigation, and there's some markings that seem to be words. But all it says is needle. Like you try to get a good glance, like look at it. It's too dark. You raise a candle to it. It's scratched out, and there's one like word that you can make out, and it says needle, and it's in a sentence, but you can't really. You can only see nothing but that because of just unlucky happenstance.
Okay. Can I search the bed for?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation on the bed. What are you looking for?
A needle of some sort, or maybe a nail.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I got another 11.
11? You go looking through it, and you then eventually start digging your hands through it, and your hands find this fabric that's in there. It's different than the rest, and you kind of like wiggle your fingers. And you can feel multiple layers of the fabric underneath all the straw.
All right. Can I take out and investigate this fabric?
Yeah, you pull out a fabric, realizing there was more left over in there, and now you pull out the fabric, and it looks like it's some kind of like a folded over piece of fabric, and you unroll the inside, and there is in fact a needle.
All right. I want to attempt to use needle to pick the lock here.
Okay. I'll have you roll a lock, or I'll have you roll a sleight of hand check.
17.
17. With relative ease, you manage to click, and the lock gives open.
Okay. I would like to stealthily open the door.
You can roll stealth, and then I can roll stealth for the door.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll
It's gonna
stealth.
creep on me. It's gonna creep on me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh, I got a 10.
10. So you're relatively quiet with the pushing of the door. However, the door goes as it opens up, and it then goes real silent in the room. Hey,
All right.
hey! Did you get your door open?
Si, senor. You want to live?
And like there's a silence and like a yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to help me escape here then. Let me get you out. Can I attempt to lock? I'll pick his lock too.
Absolutely. Roll, so you kind of like slink your way over. Go ahead and roll to pick his lock. Now that you can see him, he's actually a larger, kind of like a larger bellied man, and he's a human.
Oh, nat 20.
Natural 20. You like click it in, and then as you push just barely, there's a clink. Like you didn't even have to finagle it. You just pushed it in, and it like pushed the pin and opened up the door. And the guy kind of like swings the door open out like pretty immediately. Fuck you! And he starts running up. He starts running away.
All right. I got a quick question. Can I for expeditious retreat, do I need
It's a reaction, right? Or is it no? It's like a bonus action.
Yeah, it says this spell
Verbal?
allows you to move.
Does it say
Yes.
V, S, and M?
VS, just VS.
VS. No, you don't need a material component for that.
Okay.
So you can do that without your spellcasting focus.
All right. I just want to tail him. Can I tail him?
Yeah. You go running after him. You guys start running your ways up the stairs and whatnot. There he swings open the door and immediately is met by a bunch of armor sets. Some sitting in chairs, some laying on the ground, and he stops as it's just an odd scene, and he was expecting like to fist fight guards, and there's no guards. There's a table, a desk, papers strewn about, and it's just very quiet.
Uh-oh.
You quickly catch up to him, and you are standing next to him, looking at this scene of armor pieces strewn about the ground. Some things just like, you see like a pin on the ground. You see swords clattered to the floor. There's about 4 different armor sets just lying there. One's like a leather armor, one's in a proper knight armor. The other one's just 2 pairs of clothes, really. I said armor, but they're not even armor sets, really. The 2 that are armor sets are on the other side of the desk, and then there's the chair with a proper knight set of armor, and then 1 more leather set currently next to like a case of various armor and equipment. You're in a barrack of sorts, but like a barrack / prison area. You can see keys of ring, or you can see keys lying on the floor as well next to the chair.
So, does it look abandoned?
You can roll investigation
All right, I'll do that.
or perception.
I'll do perception.
Okay.
18.
18. You like take a few steps up, and you look at you try to look to see if it's abandoned, and you can see there's dust, and next to covering all of this equipment, ash and dust, and a few bones. Bone chunks though, just little shards.
All right. I speak to the one he's behind me now, right?
He's currently like taking this moment to grab gold out of the clothes, and he's shoving it in his pockets, and he's like snagging all kinds of anything that looks valuable. And he's currently ahead of you, actually, messing around with the pairs of clothes that were on the ground in front of the desk, while you're next to like the knight armor set.
So can I look around and see if I can find my items or?
Yes, absolutely. Roll perception.
All right. 5.
You take a look around, and your clothes are nowhere to be seen. But as you're like looking through the cupboards and whatnot, you hear a soft voice go, "What?" Or you hear the guy behind you actually, and he speaks softly and goes, "What is this?" And you turn around to see him grab onto a green domino that was lying on the desk before a massive shaking happens about him. He picks up and he starts screaming, and his hand begins to glow green. You can see the light coming out of each knuckle as he starts screaming outwardly. Ah! 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 And he then, almost like a human bomb, explodes into dust, bone, and material, falling onto the ground, and your domino goes falling, clink, 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 clattering onto the desk again, and then falls clink, off the desk onto the floor. And there was a wave that shot outwards, but as it hits you, nothing happens.
All right. I go and retrieve my lost domino.
You slink around looking at this quite horrific scene and bend over, and the domino almost calling to you. You can hear the whispers of sorts as you pick it up and look at it. And it's just glowing with that eerie green glow, mist rolling off of it, with a few faint laughters and a few faint cheers, and some music gently playing within your ears. You cover it up again, and the music stops. And you go to put it in your pocket, but you don't have a pocket.
All right, I pull up the domino to my face and I say, "Thank you, amigos. We'll get out of here. I'll free you. I'll free you somehow." And I go ahead and I look for some clothes that I can wear.
There's plenty around. All over the floor. Would you like a leather armor, a tunic, another tunic, rags, or armor?
I'll take a leather armor.
Leather armor? Strap on
Yeah.
some leather armor. I think that's 11 plus dexterity for that, but we can worry about semantics later. And with that, you, there's the door. No one's here.
All right.
You, creak open the door, and you're immediately met. Your eyes kind of like have to adjust. Sunlight of the midday is upon you, and, you find yourself in leaving this little jail cell of sorts, and beneath your feet is this large concrete slabs and orange kind of like layouts. You immediately pocket your, domino, and you begin to travel forwards, and you're in what's known as the Red Square. And to your right, there's this large cathedral church, and to your left is this larger building with like barracks and sorts. And we'll go to Zatira as you walk upstairs to the top of the Red Square, and you're beginning to travel across when you see a familiar, or no, not a familiar face, excuse me. You see a face that you have roll a history, Zatira.
Okay, let's see if I even know this dude is. That's a modified 20.
Whew. Instantly, you're met with a notorious individual who's been wanted in many places that you know about just from hearing his stories about him and how he betrayed his people and how awful he was. A bard that once came through sang about him in the midst of whenever the glory days of the doppelganger, whenever they used to still bother being a bar. And that's like a big deal guy. And he's there, but he's not really exactly what you're looking for, but it is certainly an immediate, obvious thing, and he looks confused.
More reason for me to pick up my pace. I move on very quickly to leave the area.
You quickly start, okay, and you're like, this is not good business.
Well, not something I want to be here for.
Domino, you're in a place surrounded by red guard everywhere. There are red guards passing. There's red priest. There's red priestess. And in the midst of all those individuals, there's a tiefling quickly, briskly walking their way across, like across the platform. And there's people walking towards the cathedral. And you quickly made your distance from the jail cell. And it's at any point someone could walk in there. So what would you like to do?
All right, I would like to quickly find a place, and kind of disguise myself.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Can I roll perception to see if there's any like alleyways or?
I can say that you could very easily get somewhere where you can't be seen.
Okay.
Just in a like behind a proper tree. If you have are you trying to do this magically or are you trying to do this physically?
Yeah, I'm gonna do use disguise self. With,
Disguise self. Is that an instant cast? Does anybody know?
Yes, because
believe
it's
that's
his,
instant.
because it's one of his eldritch invocations.
Okay.
So you could just
So
do it.
what do you want to disguise yourself as?
Just like a normal
Yeah, just a normal individual,
So
like
yeah.
yeah. So you quickly find a tree that kind of breaks line of sight. You walk in one way as Domino, and you walk out. There's a small flash of green that no one notices, and you walk out the other way as this blonde-haired woman who is wearing like robes and a tunic as you travel forwards. Where would you like to go?
All right. Can I roll a history check to see if I know exactly where I am from the bar?
You know where you are.
not the bar, the
Yeah,
tavern.
you know.
Okay.
Wait, from where you were, like where you originally were.
Yeah, the tavern.
Yeah,
with,
you don't even
Onyx.
have to roll history for that. It's the same direction as that tiefling's going.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that right, Grayson? You're heading towards Market District, right?
Yeah.
Where the
I'm
Goliath
heading
was.
in
Yeah. So
I'm heading
actually
in
the
that
same direction
direction.
as that tiefling just went.
All right. How far is the tiefling?
I imagine I'm
it-
quite a good distance away.
A decent distance away, but as the tiefling's not trying to cause people to start searching them, they're probably not moving at a brisk pace. You could run, but that might be a bit weird. But they're like a good 50-something feet away, about to go down the stairs on the other side of the platform.
I like
fif-
to attempt
yeah.
the tail this tiefling.
Okay. You begin on your way to follow that tiefling. Zatira, where are you heading and what are you doing?
I am heading through this red district and down to the market district, mainly to go to that magic area where I first encountered all those wizards selling magical
Mhm.
items.
All right.
Yeah.
You can.
Planning to see if I can get like a device that allows for ease of communication between me and Naomi.
Got you. All right. As you're traveling, I want Domino. I want you to roll a perception check and then a stealth check. Actually, no, just a stealth check, not perception. Stealth check.
Okay, I got a 9.
9. As you're traveling, Zatira, normally I wouldn't have you roll for this, but I would do your passive perception, except you, and also you probably would have made it with your passive perception. However, you're currently on edge, as you're worried about these dog things, so I'll have you roll a perception check because you're on edge.
That's a 19.
Oh, goddamn.
You very quickly, as soon as you make it to the bottom of the long stairwell, you quickly notice that somebody is tailing you. It's a blonde-haired woman, and normally this would be something that you would pass off, but considering your condition and what's happened to you recently, you would probably quickly be like, "Oh God, someone's on my ass."
I pick my pace a little bit, and then I will try and lose them.
Domino, your target begins to pick up their pace. Do you do the same?
I'm not. I'm just gonna head towards the bar, the tavern.
And like that, you pick up your pace and take a few turns, and Domino splits off. We'll follow you, Zatira, as you head your way towards the certain part of the marketplace that had that larger tent where there was that magic magician, or the magic selling individual.
Yeah.
All right. One moment. Excuse me. Breaking free from this overall mood, you start to actually feel like a bit of life again. You're in one of the busiest, most happy districts as people are spending and buying and eating and laughing and loving. And overall, it's a moment of like, oh god, I'm away from the fucking Galahad everything. And you make your way towards it, and you see that tent that you originally went to with that you tried to purchase magic items from before.
Hey, I'm just gonna go in and see if I find any magical devices used for communication, long distance
Alright.
communication.
You walk on into the shop that used to be that magic shop, and you quickly find that unfortunately it's empty for the most part. There's a few things left over, and there's a new shopkeeper currently putting things in. And she kind of looks over and she goes, "Oh, sorry, we're not quite ready yet. We're still booking this place. Still currently setting up, but you will be done by tomorrow."
Okay, that's fine. Would you happen to know of anyone that specializes in magic items for long distance communication?
And she kind of turns around and pulls out like this big thing, and she shows an armor carapace that's a very odd looking armor with like jagged spikes and stuff. And she's like, so we're renting this place. We sell exotic armors from Fadian, and we also sell armors from the Galahad. We like to bring things around, and this here was found within I believe it was the Numban Desert. So if that could be of your interest, I could get you to look into this. We also have this, and she pulls out this oddly shaped sword that has like, it goes down and then curves over to a crescent. This also came to Bon, and we could be selling you this at a decent price, but we are going to be doing... Actually, we could sell you right now. Come on in. And she's trying to beckon you in.
Okay, I don't know how long I'm able to say, but you mentioned Fadian. Would any of these happen to be made with a particular resonant metal?
Oh, resonant metal. Well, I might have something. And she starts going through these boxes, and she's like, hold on. She grabs a crowbar and goes into it, and you can hear this like terrible careening sound as she like puts all of her weight down. She's like, and then it clacks open, and out comes this large box that's all like terribly packaged. And she pulls out a little knife. She's cutting through it. It takes a good 5 minutes to get this thing unpacked. As she unrolls it, a number of metals start clattering out, metal shields, metal swords, metal things. And she reaches down into it and starts like moving things around. She goes, She pulls out what is a metal knife. And she goes, this is the only thing that I think I have. And she's like, the only thing that I have that is a resonant metal. But I do gotta tell you, it's expensive, but we can make this work. So, what's your...
How expensive exactly?
Well, this knife's gonna be running you about 400 gold. And it is particularly useful as it can cut through anything.
Interesting. Now, I'm remembering this side quest, essentially, of the dwarf inventor needing a good chunk of this resonant metal. Does this look like it would be sufficient enough for him to make use of?
Considering no one inquired what he was making, you would have no idea.
Well...
Would you like a demonstration? And she then like tings it over a piece of metal, and it starts making this metallic hum that's just very, very, very melodic. And she gently waves it around, and she goes, and whew, and she cuts straight through another sword, cutting it in half.
That is very interesting.
Anything?
That has my interest. DM, if you remember, did said inventor offer it? I'm trying to think of this like economically. Did the inventor like offer like a price for how much he would give us for these scraps of metal?
He offered you guys the ability to have first come first serve on his new invention.
Hmm. You know what? This device is very interesting to me. I'm gonna take a quick look around. I don't want to spend all that I have right now in this very moment, but hold on to that for me.
Absolutely, we wouldn't ask of you to do that. We are very happy to sell to you. What was your name though, dear?
Satira.
Satira. All right. Well, that's a fine name. Are you from Tanet?
Um, maybe born, but I was really grew up around here.
I came from Tanet myself. I was just curious.
Oh, interesting. Have to
But
talk and see how things have changed at some time.
oh, I would love to. I came here trying to sell goods, but it seems that I'm finding friends. And friends who want to buy my merchandise, all the better.
Indeed. Well, I'll make a quick rounds around here, and then I'll circle back and let you know if I'm settled on it.
I'll be excited to see you then. And she starts kind of like putting the knife down. She stops and she's like trying to figure out how to put the knife down. It's still humming, by the way. And as you're leaving, she's like, meh.
It's like shaking a little bit on the table.
She's shaking. It's shaking, and she's trying not to cut the table by the blade shaking and then cutting it, that kind of thing. And she's like worried if she puts it down, it's gonna just vibrate off the table, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I will go over to the next setup stall and ask the same question if they have any or know of any one around here that's specializes in or has any long distance communication magical items of any sort.
one moment. There we go. So the next place you head to has a young half-elf woman, and she's kind of shorter, and she's got messy brown hair, and she has sharp, angular features. So overall, she's kind of looks like a diamond shape, like kind of deal. And overall, she has on herself a large belt with fastened like multiple different what's it called, like little belt loops and what they call bags over them. And she does seem to have a number of rings that are glowing and magically, and that's why you go to this person, because you're looking for someone of magic type. And she kind of looks over at you. Her eyes are green, and she has a number of items that are in front of her, but they're all various shapes and forms of bags. And then next to that is a number of jewelry. Again, this is definitely not. I mean, you doubt this is the right magic for you. It may be the rings, but it's the most magic you found in the market district. Can I help you? You looking to buy? Bags of holding, here to sell.
I actually have a specific question, and I'm wondering if you'd be able to help me.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Would you happen to have or know of someone that has any magical items capable of long-distance communication?
Ooh. You're talking about a message spell.
Essentially.
Well,
Message
I can't say
sending.
that I have anything on inventory. I do have rings that can allow you. No. I could maybe fashion something. It would take a few weeks. As far as anyone else who might have it in stock, it's more of a low specialty to have a bunch of magics of that sort. They do all kinds of utility magics. These magics are more for adventurers, as you can see, and she pulls out one. This can store spells, and you can utilize them later. Technically, that's your message spell, but no, I don't think that's what you're looking for. And she kind of shakes her head and then flips it onto her person. And she's, I don't have much for that. Again, I could try to make a ring. I do work with jewelries, but I might need you to get some materials for that.
And if I were to have this custom made or ordered in, how much would that run me?
Depends on how far you need this message to go. Are we talking about a 50-meter message, or sorry, 50 feet message? Or are we talking about Hundreds of feet. It really depends on how strong the incantation needs to be.
Oh boy. About as strong as a sending spell could be. Ideally.
I mean, that gets as strong as multi-planar dimensions. I might need more specifics. Do you need to be able to contact across planes, or are you just trying to
Just contacting on this plane, but from potentially another city away.
Well, I think if I spent some time on it, it might take me a couple weeks, but I could send you, or sorry, excuse me, I could get you for 1,500 gold, something that could maybe send a spell, and it might have you could probably get 2 spells off in a day's worth, if that would work for you. But not many people have $1,500 they can drop on a custom order. I don't know. You may be of noble blood, but I mean, forgive me for saying you know, I'm trying to keep in what could be our budgets for people
Right.
in this marketplace.
I understand, and that's definitely a bit above my budget right now. But
Okay.
at some point, I might return to you for that offer.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you can get a hold of a perfectly fine ruby, I can give you a discount. I'm talking crystal cut, nice ruby, no problems, no cracks, no fractures, clean cut and real. I could maybe give you a discount on that, and I could use that for the rig.
Understood. I'll keep a lookout for that. And thank you again for your help.
Ah, name's Riven, by the way, and you?
Zatira, and pleasure to meet you.
She gives you a nice, like a bow into a handshake, and she kind of sends you on your way as someone else walks up, and she goes, "Yes, I tailor magic bags. It's funny, but it's what I have." And then like continues talking about it.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
That, I don't see any, like, other stalls that would have anything that would, remotely, help me.
Roll a investigation check.
Bam. 14.
14. The best runner-up for magic shops in this area right now would maybe be, let's see. Well, there's the Gadgeteer that's still there, but that's not really magic. That's the best you got going on.
Yeah. I may go back and get that resonant dagger.
Okay. You head back in. Do you wanna? We can expedite that for the sake of all the players. Spend 400 gold. Grab that dagger.
Yes.
All right. So the dagger only does 1d4 damage. However, it ignores all levels of resistance, except for anything magical. So if it's something that's what's the word? Like a lycanthrope, it may still not deal damage. But if it's something like, oh, you're dealing with it would be resistant to slashing because it's a metallic object. You cut straight through that like butter. Those kind of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Understood.
And then it also has the habit of cutting through nearly everything. As far as it's advertised, it's everything, but you don't truly know the limits. There could be things like magical barriers that it can't cut through.
Okay. It ignores resistances.
Yeah, like
Okay,
resistance
but not,
to slashing.
but not like elemental resistances.
Right.
Yeah.
Or truly magical resistances.
Understood.
Yeah. So you can cut an earth golem with no problem, but you couldn't cut a lycanthrope with no problem.
Right.
All right. With that, she waves you off, and you have your knife.
Okay. I may hold on to this for a little bit before I turn it into that fella. Give it a test run. Now, I need to go find that Goliath. I wonder if he's still at that inn.
With
And
that,
I will head in that direction.
perfect. Domino, we're gonna pick up where you are as you make your way towards the inn. You're looking for the Goliath, yeah?
Actually, I'm looking for Onyx.
You're looking for Onyx. Okay.
Yep.
Well, as you travel on into the inn, this is still the morning-ish time, and you can see that currently grabbing their things, Onyx and you can see Onyx next to the Goliath. Currently, they're grabbing their things and getting ready to leave. Now, if they're going together or not, you don't know. I don't know, but they both are currently happening to be leaving at the same time by good coincidence.
Okay. I'd like to walk up and speak with Onyx if I can.
Go ahead.
Senor.
Oh, hello? Who are you?
I am Rosa. I have a message from Domino.
Oh, hello, Rosa. How are you doing? What did Domino say?
Domino said he is alright, and he's getting good rest. He would like to know where you would like to rendezvous.
Oh, they kind of know your face. They kind of know Domino's face around here, so that is.
Don't worry about that, senor. Domino is very crafty.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Roll an insight, if you will. Or
Me?
actually, yeah, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But
Okay.
yeah.
I think it's funnier if I don't.
Okay.
And so yeah, maybe here. I'm gonna go to my brother's today. Maybe we can meet somewhere like the entrance of town or something like that in about a day.
In days' time, got it.
Yep.
He will be there. Don't be late. And then I walk off to I guess towards the. Can I want to talk to the person who's in charge of the inn, or who like does the rooms at least.
Yes, you killed him.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I guess I leave
Yes.
the inn then.
How cool.
Now he's not the owner of the inn, but the owner of the inn doesn't live here. The owner of the inn doesn't even come to the inn, but he was the person who was running the inn. Who did you want to find?
Well, okay, I just want to find like a place of rest because I'm kind of dead.
I
So
got you.
Is there? Can I do a history check to see if I know any like safe havens for me here?
You could order a room here.
Ah, okay. How am I doing on cash?
You have none.
Aha. Okay. All right. All right. Can I speak with one of my criminal contacts to see if I can crash somewhere?
They're in Galahad.
Ah, they're in Galahad. Great. Okay.
Yeah. At the moment, there's not many options for Domino in terms of this, other than crashing just somewhere. It's kind of an unfortunate situation for him.
Okay. I guess I'll just head to the spot Onyx said he wants to meet. I'll look for some tree to rest under.
Okay. That's no problem. I will
Okay, so how does regaining HP?
So you can take a long rest, or you can drink a potion if you have a potion, and the long rest will take up to 8 hours. So if you do take a long rest, you'll be probably out of the game for the night, which is fine.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. You head off to take that long rest, and for all intents and purposes, you're done for tonight. All right.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Moving on to, we're gonna pick back up with Zatira, who's making their way into the who as you're making your way towards the tavern, you end up catching the there in the tavern is the Goliath, and currently next to him Onyx.
I will subtly approach the Goliath and say, "Goodness, don't see many of your kind around here." Is saying that to Astrid.
He looks around, and then he remembers how tall he is. Oh, and he looks down. He's like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, Yeah. Not many people like my kind around here. So if you just don't mind, I don't want to be talked to right now. I'm kind of in a mess right now.
Oh, that's a shame. But I can assure you that I am not one of those who doesn't want you around here. And in fact, you are very fascinating, my friend. What on earth brings someone like you to a town like this?
Business. Now
Business.
we can talk, but we're gonna do some walking and talking because I gotta go somewhere. And I would like to head to Lord Vashon's place of residency and or business.
Okay. Onyx, what are you doing?
I said that I wanted
You
to
wanted
see
to
my
bring
brother.
your sister to your brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
So is the party
so-
splitting?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So
Yeah.
you're gonna plan to go see your brother, and then that's gonna put Astrid and Zatira heading towards. Wait, no. Oh, wait. Zatira, are you following with Onyx?
I'm following Astrid.
Oh, sorry. Following
obnoxious-
Astrid. That's what I meant.
I'm following Astrid and obnoxiously asking him lots of like tourist type questions.
Yeah.
What's your culture like? Why are you so huge? Why are your skin gray?
That's
I got you.
racist.
It's because it's so cold out there. It's because you're made of rocks.
That's just offensive. Why are you red? Huh? Is it hot down there? Huh?
Yes, it's quite hot.
Yes, it is.
I imagine it's quite
Wow.
quite cold up in the frost posted there.
Yes, and I miss it so much. I hate it here. It's only
I'd
been a day
imagine.
and I hate it.
Oh yes, I'd imagine there would be quite a bit of culture shock here.
Yeah.
You know, I could help you around. I've lived in this town for half my life. All of my life, really.
Really?
Yes, I can help you navigate around the place a little.
Lord Vashon. Where is he at? Where are they at? My bad.
Oh, goodness, what do you need to meet him for? It's a pretty big
Like I
business,
said.
then, huh?
Yes. Extreme business. Not extreme. That sounds like it's worth more than it is. It's business. A business trip.
Oh, wow. You have to tell me a little bit more about this business. Do I know about where Lord Vashad's residence would be?
Everyone knows. Yeah, everyone knows where Lord Vishran's residence is. It's going to be at the very southeast end of the city, and it's up this large hill, and it's gated in, and it's basically this large manor, if you will, that is towering over the rest of the city. And as you go up there, it's like it's literally like painted copper or maybe made of copper, and it shines during sunset. It's just one of the biggest beacons of Crossroads.
Oh, sure, I could take you there easy. Down the southeast, follow me. You should be able to see it pretty easily once we get to the hill.
And with that,
Well, let's go
everyone, with the party splitting and with a direction for our next adventure, I think that's gonna be everything for tonight. We're cutting it early tonight because that's just two very different stories, and they can branch and become really long ones.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wouldn't want to cut off in the middle of anything. And currently we have Domino resting in a field, trying to get his energy back before planning on reconvening with Onyx. We have Onyx going to bring his sister and visit with his brother, who he hasn't seen in many years.
It's true.
Zatira and Astrid on their way to Lord Vashon, the leader or the colonel of the entire Crossroads, and Kalikath, mysteriously missing. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'm so excited to have been able to present this to you all, and I cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks' time, which for this date would be April 22nd. I'll see you then, and I love doing this.
Stay classy.
Thanks,
Shout
bye.
out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Love y'all.
Love it.
y'all.
everybody.
Love y'all.
We love it all.
See
We
you.
love it. We're all
everybody.
friends. We just
Love
have to be like
everybody.
we hate each other.
Everybody.
We love each other.
Bye-bye.
Forever.
Love and peace.
Goodbye.